Performance on Sunday from Zach Greinke. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run, and his second home run of the season. He now has a higher batting average, 226, than what the opposition has hitting against him, 193. He's got the lowest ERA in the National League. And tonight, Clayton Kershaw with the most strikeouts in the National League, 205, is the opening act of an 8-game, 10-day road trip. 44 games left in the season. The lead over the Giants is 3, and now it's time to play. It's a beautiful night for baseball. And live from O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, Sportsnet LA presents the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Oakland Athletics in the first of a 2-game mini interleague series. Hi again, everybody. Charlie Steiner, Oral Hershiser. Nomar is off this week. So the Dodgers begin a road trip here in Oakland. They split 2 games last month at Dodger Stadium. Now with 44 games left in the regular season, figure Clayton Kershaw's got 9 more starts. Greinke coming off his great start last Sunday. He's got 9 more, and tonight the big left-handed ace gets the start.
Yeah, and they head straight for the finish line, but the hitters are not going to see anything straight from Clayton Kershaw. Only his fastball. They're going to have to go around some curveballs, and especially with 2 strikes. He has been outstanding with the curveball this year. The percentage of hitting off of this curveball in any count is just barely over 100, but he's throwing more of them, and he's throwing way more with 2 strikes. And Clayton with that curveball gives the hitters one more thing to think about. We know about the fastball and the cutter inside to righties, but when they're inside conscious, and now you get a 75-mile-an-hour curveball that's 12-6, it is very hard when your front side is flying out guarding against heat to hit that curveball. He is locked and loaded.
Kershaw and the Dodgers getting ready against DuPont and the A's. A lot of history between these 2 clubs. Dodgers and Athletics are coming up next. perfect 69 degrees, and our closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel, der Fun. Since '61, as the Athletics take the field, the Dodgers get ready for the first game of this 2-game series in Oakland. Of course, then the Dodgers will be off on Thursday, a weekend series with the Astros, off on Monday, and then 3 games in Cincinnati. So Don Mattingly's club's got a 3-game lead on the Giants, who are scoreless in the 5th inning in St. Louis. We'll keep you updated on that one. And here's a lineup that Mattingly's put together, brought to you by Honda, with Jimmy Rollins sitting at 499 career doubles. Kike Hernandez has been red hot over the past month. Justin Turner even hotter. Adrian Gonzalez at first, Van Slyke in left, Puig in right. Guerrero the DH tonight. A.J. Ellis catching for Clayton Kershaw. Jock Peterson pitching and batting ninth in center field. Pitching for the Athletics is the 27-year-old left-hander Felix Doubront.
Making his 5th start of the year, but his first start as an Oakland A, has spent time this year with Chicago National League team, the Cubs, with the Toronto Blue Jays. Started the year on the DL with the Bisons in Buffalo, but has been in long relief here with Oakland since coming over, getting his first start. He's going to come at you with about a 91-mile-an-hour fastball that'll hover around there. He's throwing more cutters since when he broke in, and his curveball's at about 75. The Dodgers need to stay on him. About 75%, 80% of his pitches are going to be between 83 and 91 miles an hour.
Since the beginning of last year, Doubront is pitching for his 4th team. Red Sox, Cubs, the Blue Jays, and now the Athletics. Defensively behind him tonight, Danny Valencia is at third base. Marcus Semien, the shortstop, has made more errors than anybody in the big leagues this year. Eric Sogard at second base, Mark Canha at first, Sam Fall, the human highlight film, in left, Billy Burns, outstanding rookie season, Josh Reddick at right, and Josh Begley is catching. So the Dodgers at 67 and 51. As we mentioned, there are just 44 games left in the regular season. They've got a 3-game lead on San Francisco. Mark McGwire returning from where he began his major league career in 1987. In fact, it's Mark McGwire bobblehead night in honor of his rookie year. So we're getting ready to play. Jimmy Rollins stepping in. Rollins at 227 with 11 home runs and 36 runs batted in. And here comes the first pitch of the game from Doubront. And it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. So Jimmy Rollins at 227. 11 home runs and 36 runs batted in. Rollins, it's a homecoming. Fouls it off to the right. Of course, there's more foul territory here at O.Co Park than any other in the major leagues. And you'll get generally about 2 more foul outs per game than you will in any other game.
It's one of the reasons that in the big leagues, as we have moved to every game being televised and then fences being moved in and fans being closer, that it feels like at times we play an extra inning game every night compared to the old days.
Rollins takes low and inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jimmy Rollins has a hit in 15 of his last 17 games, during which time he's hitting .315. 7 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 7 runs batted in. He has really turned it around since the All-Star break, as he takes inside and low at his 2-2.
Jimmy has a twinkle in his eye right now, as hot as he is, but also we're getting into September and October, and that's what I mentioned it the other night. Hey, you're starting to get hot here in August. He goes, I'm getting ready for October.
The 2-2. He's been down this road before, of course, Jimmy Rollins, and he has been a steadying presence in the infield throughout the year. And now with Howie Kendrick down, that veteran presence all the more valuable, and he has been especially now that he's batting leadoff. He is back in a real comfort zone. But Doubront gets him on an off-speed pitch.
You never feel like Jimmy Rollins at the top of the order has too much pressure on him, where when Jock Peterson was there and doing well, it was fine, but then it seemed to get too much of a burden for Jock, and Jimmy can handle it whether he's hot or slumping.
So Kike Hernandez steps in, and what a story he has been since the injury to Howie Kendrick. Since the 24th of July, Kike Hernandez is hitting .415. And he has really flourished batting in the 2-hole.
You hit 415, you can flourish in any hole. That's awesome.
300 on the year. And he swings and misses, fooled on the off speed. And it's 0-2.
You see the 77-mile-an-hour pitch right there. That's the curveball from Dubron. You throw so many pitches above that speed, 83 to 91. Usually the Dodgers are going to be sitting hard.
Call strike 3. So Dubron strikes out the first 2 batters he faces.
Borderline. This is a pitcher's pitch right there on the inside edge. Maybe on the corner, maybe off the corner, but Dubron gets the call. Looks very sharp for a guy who's only had a couple of long relief appearances with the Oakland A's, getting his first start in the green uniform.
And he's the only A who's had a good night's sleep. They didn't get their heads onto their respective pillows until about 3:30 this morning, having played in Baltimore last night. The Dodgers know that routine all too well, as Justin Turner takes inside and low 1 ball and no strikes.
West Coast teams, you get used to that travel, especially when you're a marquee team like the Dodgers and you get rewarded with Sunday night baseball.
Into left, and that is Sam Fuld. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Felix Dubron. Clayton Kershaw, his 24th start in search of his 11th win of the year. Getting ready to go when we come back. They did not get much of a night's sleep last night flying cross country. They're in the midst of a season high 7-game losing streak and a season high 18 games under 500 and a season high 13.5 games behind first place Houston in the American League West. Here's a starting lineup that Bob Melvin has put together, with Billy Burns having an outstanding rookie year, and he's a free swinger on the first pitch. Sam Fuld in left, Danny Valencia at third. Fegley and Canna and Billy Butler, the DH, in the middle of the lineup. And then it's Josh Reddick, Marcus Semien, and Eric Sogard. That lineup brought to you by Honda.
Facing Clayton Kershaw, pitcher of the month in July. The first 3 in August have been absolutely amazing also. A 1.62 ERA in August.
And Burns, first pitch swinging, bangs a base hit into left.
Well, the league, or all of baseball now with interleague play, usually attacks Clayton with first pitch fastballs into righties. That's what they look for, and that's what Burns got.
Defensively behind Kershaw tonight. In the outfield, Van Slyken left, Peterson and Puig. Turner and Rollins on the left side of the infield. Kike Hernandez, who has played just wonderfully at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first. A.J. Ellis is behind the plate as Sam Fuld steps in. Fuld at 197. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Oakland, who has lost 7 games in a row, getting home in the middle of the night. Your reward is, Sam, you get to face Clayton Kershaw.
Fuld has a couple of home runs and 18 runs batted in. Burns could steal a base. He's stolen 24 out of 29. A.J. Ellis has thrown out 30%, 7 out of 23. So we're just underway here in Oakland. Kershaw set. And Fuld beaten by a high fastball. 0-2.
Clayton staying hard right here. 0-2 to get guard against that hole on the right side. I wouldn't be surprised if he does throw a breaking ball. He'll make sure it's far enough away that it can't be pulled to the right side.
On 0-2. So Clayton Kershaw coming into tonight's game unbeaten in his last 7 starts, 5-0, an ERA of .82. Last time he lost a game was June 27th in Miami. Fuld with a fly ball to center field. Peterson heading on back. Plenty of room out there. And that's the first out of the first inning.
The ball really carried in batting practice, but that's when the field was covered with sunlight and it was a lot warmer. Now that the California sky is, the sun is setting and it's a little cooler, the ball not going quite as far.
Peterson nearly home. Grew up in Palo Alto. So the sun is setting here in the city, by the bay. Valencia stepping in. .294 with 11 home runs and 38 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
After you know that the Oakland A's got in the middle of the night, you're going to test them with your fastball, that's for sure, because if they're a little sluggish, their bat speed is going to be down, and you don't want to speed their bat up by throwing your cutter or your slider early. You want to see where their bat speed is in relationship to your fastball. Clayton sticking with the heater so far.
Danny Valencia. He's out of Miami. Takes under the knees. Picked up off waivers. Back on the 3rd of August.
Little cut fastball. AJ goes down and puts the glove in the right place.
Valencia came up with the Twins in 2010, then to the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Royals, Blue Jays, and now the A's. Missed the slider. It's 1-2.
Pretty much the same pitch as the last one, just a little bit higher where Valencia has to offer at it. Starts as a low strike, ends up down by the ankles.
So Valencia is 30 years of age. Takes it in the dirt. That is 2-2.
Three sliders in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if they think about going up the ladder right here with the fastball or throw the curveball out of the high window. Looks like they're going with the curveball.
Burns leads from first. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Valencia was way out in front and had no chance.
Well, Valencia, after looking at those 3 sliders, is probably saying to himself, make him get the ball up, make him get the ball up. Well, it is up, but it's not a fastball, it's a curveball. So he is way out in front. Change the eye line, change the speed, get a really bad swing.
And Uncle Charlie has come along with Kershaw tonight as Josh Phegley steps in. Phegley at .272 with a half dozen home runs, scoreless in the bottom of the first.
In the open, we had a graphic on 2-strike percentages with Clayton Kershaw throwing the curveball. The chase percentage has really gone up this year from last year, his MVP year. It's gone up over 11% where hitters are chasing the curveball with 2 strikes, and Valencia was another example of that.
Phegley struggled over the past month, hitting .224. The A's in general have struggled over the past month. and a ground ball to short, and that's going to do it. Rollins to Hernandez. Burns forced out, inning over, no runs and a hit. Adrian Gonzalez, Scott Van Slyke, and Yasiel Puig will bat for the Dodgers when we come back for the second. Giants come to Dodger Stadium for 3 games beginning Monday, August the 31st through Wednesday, September the 2nd. Be sure to get your tickets today and show up to the stadium wearing your Dodger blue. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. In fact, the Dodgers have not played a game within the National League Western Division since the beginning of July. And then the final month of the season, they'll be playing nothing but Western Division rivals, except for a 3-game series with the Angels, and down the stretch we come. Adrian Gonzalez leading it off. Adrian at .292. He's a career .293 hitter. 24 home runs, 73 runs batted in. He has faced DeBront twice.
And both of those at bats ended in home runs.
Call strike, 0-1. So Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Puig to hit. Scoreless in the second. No balls and 2 strikes to Adrian Gonzalez.
Adrian 2 at bats against DuBron and 2 home runs, and that swing right there on an 0-1 fastball, he swung like he knew what was coming, and he picks him up really well, even though it's a left on left situation.
On 0-2. Into short left, Fold coming in, Semien, and they collide with one another, and Gonzalez holds it first. Boy, some serious miscommunication between Fold and Semien. That ball was up in the air seemingly forever.
Fold looked like he backed off. Semien would have been the harder catch. Fold looks like he has this ball for sure, and then just kind of backs off. You see Fold gets a great break on it. Got the perfect route. If he just keeps running, he overruns the ball because he's picking up Semien in his peripheral vision. He's yelling for it, but he's not running to the ball. It looks like he just felt his shortstop, and he got afraid of, if I go to the ball, that's where Semien's going. He did not trust the communication of him yelling for it.
Well, Semien is a real issue at shortstop. He's made more errors than any other player in the league this year, 31 of them. The Dodgers get a break. Gonzalez is aboard, and Van Slyke is the hitter. 1 ball and no strikes. Van Slyke was battling a flu bug earlier in the week. .257 with 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And a call strike. 1-1. Puig on deck.
For Simeon, it looks like they don't have a lot of confidence when the ball's hit to him, and they don't have a lot of confidence when he's involved in the play. That should be very routine at the big league level, catching that pop-up.
1-1 to Van Slyke. Pops it up behind the plate. Fegley makes the play.
And there's an example of all the foul territory here in Oakland. That's just a foul ball, and Scott Van Slyke is still in the right-hand batter's box. But you look at all the room there is back there for Fegley. You can take a good 15-20 strides to get back there, and then you've got a wide warning track, and even they've brought the camera well in a little bit. There is plenty of room. This is the old-time design of foul territory.
When this building opened for baseball in '68, and it has been throughout its history, the proverbial multi-purpose stadium, which seemed like a good idea at the time, in the '60s and the '70s into the early '80s, as Puig takes high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. You think about Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, Cincinnati. Well, the fact of the matter is, this is a football stadium where they wedged a baseball field in, and so you've got all that foul territory. The Raiders. And whether or not the Raiders stay here over the long haul is anybody's guess, and that one is well hit. Fold is going back, and he's got some room, plenty of room, in fact, to make the catch.
That was one of those swings where we've seen Yasiel start to hit some home runs. He was just a little early on it. Hits this off the end of the bat, the open front side, and you see just where the ball makes contact on the end of the bat. That same swing and about 3 inches down on the barrel, and it goes a long way, but there was some vibration in Yasiel's hand when he hits it off the end there.
So there's 2 out, and Guerrero stepping in. Alex, the designated hitter tonight. Of course, an interleague play. National League team on American League soil. They play with the DH. Guerrero at .239 with 11 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Giants hitting at the top of the 6th in St. Louis, scoreless with the Cardinals. Hunter Pence out with an oblique. They don't know how bad it is. He had an MRI today, bad enough. Guerrero swings and misses, and it's 0-2. A.J. Ellis on deck. Almost sounds like a Dodger home crowd tonight. As Guerrero takes high. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
There's an awful lot of blue, Charlie.
Mm-hmm. They travel well. Dodgers on the road this year, 25-31. 8-4 in interleague play this year. Dodgers at home, of course, at 42-20. After tonight, 43 games remain. Gonzalez the short lead, and Guerrero fouls it off the fists.
The Dodgers playing a team they're supposed to beat. They've struggled against teams with winning records, but the teams with losing records, Oakland at 51-69. Don Mattingly knows this is a good way to start a road trip where you've been a losing team on the road, but you're playing against a losing team.
And they've got Kershaw going.
Exactly. Against the blurry-eyed Oakland A's.
The Dodgers this year against teams with losing records are 49-23. Against winning record teams, 18-28. Last year, winning 94 games, the Dodgers finished 7 under 500 against teams over 500. One and 2 to Guerrero.
When you play the winning teams, you usually play closer games. You usually face better starting pitchers. Usually play in those closer games, and that means your 7th and 8th inning bullpen guys are going to be in the game a little bit more because they're going to be tougher on Kershaw and Greinke. And your offense, when it's built on walks and home runs, the better pitchers on the better clubs don't give up walks and home runs.
Again, the 1-2 to Guerrero. Swinging and missing. So DeBront is working well with his off-speed pitch. That's his third strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Canna, Butler, and Reddick to bat for the A's in the bottom of the second. Use hashtag SNLA Data Strong Fan and just might see yourself in an upcoming telecast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Mark Canna, Billy Butler, and Josh Reddick against Clayton Kershaw. Retired the A's on 11 pitches, gave up a leadoff single to Billy Burns, and then shut him down the rest of the way. So Kershaw, who leads the National League with 205 strikeouts. 4th in innings pitched, 3rd in ERA, 4th in opposing batting average. It's Mike Gallego's been here forever. And Clayton, in 5 of his last 6 starts, has pitched at least 8 innings.
Much as we are worried about him at the beginning of the season, he has quenched all those thoughts.
Canna with a leadoff single to left.
Fastball up and on the inner half. And it does a nice job getting on top of this and hitting a line drive, not popping it up.
Canna's aboard. Butler steps into the plate with a 169 average in his last 24 games. Outside and low, 1 ball, no strikes. Billy Butler, game over. Free agent signing to be the DH, and it just has not worked out according to plan. 236 on the year, 9 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Meanwhile, his old mates in Kansas City are running away with it in the American League Central. The Royals with a 12.5 game lead on the Twins. A.J. Ellis behind the plate tonight, catching for Kershaw.
Butler, you see the home runs last season. Last 4 seasons, they've continued to go down. And you think a guy who's had that kind of power loses it, that he'd be popping the ball up and hitting lazy fly balls, but he's been hitting a lot of tops of balls and hitting a lot of ground balls.
That certainly is not his game. He is not a speed merchant. Meanwhile, Kershaw's fallen behind 3-0. Butler takes a 4-pitch walk.
Definitely not Clayton. Clayton's used to striking out double digits and not walking any. Now he's going to have to pitch in a little traffic here. First and second, no out.
Batting in the seventh position, right fielder, number 22.
Kershaw coming in on the year, 205 strikeouts and only 30 walks. Now Reddick stepping in. He had a good couple of games against the Dodgers last month in LA. And Kershaw misses high.
Going to zone it back in right now. He's making adjustments because he's missing in different places. So he's working on his rhythm or something mechanically to get the ball back where he wants it.
Reddick in a bit of a slump too. Fouls it back. Reddick in his last 13 games, 9 for his last 47. That's just 191. The A's got off to a bad start this year, and then things got worse. In one-run games, Oakland is 13 and 27. Reddick squares to bunt. Ellis will throw him out, but the runners advance. Canna goes to third, Butler to second. Melvin figures, hey, we're going against Kershaw. We're going to try and scratch out every run we can.
After a few pitches, Reddick might have decided that I don't want to have to hit the slider or curveball. I've taken my one shot at it. I think he's going to try and surprise bunt. I think he was trying to push that ball to third. Justin Turner way back. And just as he went the attempt, it ends up going to first. AJ does a nice job hopping out from behind home plate, throwing a strike to first.
Early in the game, and with Kershaw going, the Dodgers play the infield back for Marcus Semien, a 257 hitter. Dodgers willing to exchange an out for a run if need be.
So many of Clayton's outs come via the strikeout that you have a little bit more flexibility in where you play your infield.
Semien has struck out 100 times this year. 1 ball, no strikes, second and third, bottom of the second. Inside and low on a check swing. Tim Timmons, the first base umpire.
Take another look here at the side, possible swing. That's a full check.
Check, please. Eric Sogard on deck. 2-0. 2-1. Slider that time.
2-0 slider with a left-hander on deck. A straight left-hander, not a switch hitter. So A.J. Ellis and Clayton Kershaw deciding to go with the swing and miss pitch, even though we're behind 2-0. Be surprised if he gets another one of those.
Semien has some power, 10 home runs. And now the count is all even at 2-2.
I'll take you back to the graphic right here. If they think Semien is out in front, which he was on that slider, and that's around 83 to 85 miles an hour, I think if he goes down to 74 in that curveball that has got him so many punch outs this year.
Two and two, 1 out, second and third.
Slider down and in or curveball.
Breaking ball. 3-2.
First base open right here. Probably will stay with the breaking pitch. If he does throw the fastball, he's going to throw it blacker ball, probably inside. He doesn't mind the walk, but he's hunting the strikeout.
Sogard on deck. 3-2 to second base. Kike Hernandez will throw out Semien, but in to score is Canna, and Oakland takes a 1-0 lead.
95% of the pitchers in the big leagues would be happy with that out. Clayton Kershaw and A.J. Ellis are probably shaking their head a little bit because they got to a 2-strike count and weren't able to put him away. They'll take the out, but it cost them a run.
A single, a 4-pitch walk, sacrifice, fielder's choice. Oakland takes a 1-0 lead with a runner at third, and Sogard swings and misses, 0-1. Eric Sogard at 244. Wears glasses like he's going to study hall.
Very rarely do you see a guy wearing glasses, and then the actual thick rim. The brown rim is a lot thicker than most. A lot of guys will wear rimless glasses so that rim doesn't get in the way.
Nothing in 2. Big slow break. Oh, look at the play by Kershaw. Little backhand stab, and that ends the inning. Look what I found. Clayton Kershaw. Little backhand stab. Wow. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. One heck of a play.
Back at third base, managing third base position for the first time as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, he was fired as the Brewers manager in early May and wasn't in a major league job until now. He said Don Mattingly called him on Saturday, offered him the position, and he's happy to help this club win. Of course, here's a little bit more about the third base coach. Born in California, attended UCLA, the 17th overall pick back in 1977, played for the Dodgers. In fact, he played for 6 different teams over his 8-year big league career, most recently at third base with the Angels from 2000 to 2005. His biggest challenge is going to be getting to know these players in such a short amount of time, guys.
So Ron Renneke, the third base coach, flashing signs for A.J. Ellis, who will be followed by Jock Peterson and Jimmy Rollins. Renneke and Rick Monday were teammates with the Dodgers in the early 80s.
I made it to the Dodgers in September of 1983. So I had a few spring trainings with Ron Renneke on the roster when I was on the roster, but then being sent down to the minors. Just a wonderful human being. And had a very successful big league career.
Alana asked Farhan Zaidi in the pregame today, well, what does this hiring, the signing of Renneke mean long term? And the answer seemed to be, well, there's really nothing long term. Lorenzo Bundy now will be overseeing the outfield defense from the bench as Ellis takes a walk. And so they're trying to make a short-term upgrade in the front office's position.
It seems like Ron Renneke was available. I'm sure he was being courted by other organizations, and it was almost like a preemptive move to bring talent into the organization, not waiting till the offseason. And it seems that they had to offer Ron a position of significance to get him to come and be a Dodger.
Jock Peterson stepping in. Peterson at 218, 23 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Peterson hit one on Sunday. More on Ron Renicky. Alana, you spoke with Farhan Zaidi today.
Well, really, and Ron Renicky was saying that several Major League Baseball organizations had contacted him about a position in a minor league capacity, not within the big league club. He said the Dodgers are the first MLB team to contact him about a position with the Major League Ball Club. And when he was asked about the whole thing about the perception perhaps that this was a manager in waiting position, he said, I'm absolutely not thinking about that. He said the first thing I wanted to know was that Don Mattingly was okay with this position. He said, secondly, I wanted to make sure Lorenzo Bundy had been spoken to. He said, I'm not looking to manage this club. He did say that he would like to manage again at some point, but right now it's just for the 2015, the remainder of this season, guys, just trying to help this club win.
After tonight, 43 games remain. 1 ball, no strikes to Peterson. And it's under the knees, 2-0.
Southern California baseball fans will remember Ron, of course, being in with Mike Scioscia with the Angels. So their relationship runs deep. Ron learned an awful lot from Mike. Mike learned an awful lot from Ron.
Here's a 2-0. 3 balls and no strikes. There's Joe Madden, Bud Black, Renicky, all worked under Mike Scioscia. Giants hitting in the top of the 7th in St. Louis. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Cardinals. Vogelsong and Lynn are the pitchers there. And a 4-pitch walk to Peterson. Back-to-back walks for the Dodgers. Here in the 3rd, they've been given a gift by Felix Doubront, shaking his head in frustration.
This has been Felix's Achilles heel throughout his career. He can throw some amazing innings and shut you down for a long time and then just give some free passes and gifts away. He won back-to-back 11-win seasons when he was with Boston. And was always a guy that they thought had a lot of potential to really put up some big numbers, but really has never been able to put it together consistently.
In 2012, 11-10. 2013, 11-6. But then seemed to lose his way. Jimmy Rollins takes inside. Runners stay put. A.J. Ellis, the lead runner, had a good eye on what was going on behind Josh Phegley.
Ball like this, as soon as you see it deflect, if you've got your secondary lead and you're out there in a certain area, that's a tough ball to read because you don't know how far away it gets from the catcher at second base. A.J. Ellis not the most fleet of foot.
And after a couple of walks and a 1-0 pitch to Rollins, Kurt Young going to go out and settle down Doubront. And now the entire A's infield is there even for just a moment.
A lot of times guys that are hot and cold pitchers like Felix Doubront, they are not guys that understand their own mechanics at different energy levels. That adrenaline, when they come out of the bullpen, they feel really good. They're very confident because they feel like their arm is great. But as soon as they hit that pitch count or that point in the game where all of a sudden their energy level goes down, they feel a little tired. They don't know how to keep it together with less adrenaline, less strength.
27-year-old left-hander from Venezuela. The Dodgers have a threat going here. And Rollins takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Sometimes in this situation, less is more when you're a pitcher. But right now, Jimmy Rollins could care less about the pitcher. He just wants to get A.J. Ellis over to third or home.
1-1 to Rollins. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Drills one and almost got Ron Renicky. Welcome back to the Dodgers. Good to be here. Rollins, of course, grew up in Oakland. So he has come home. One ball and 2 strikes. And this is going to be one of those Oakland foul-outs. Pitchers love it. Hitters go crazy.
Well, here we are in the top of the 3rd. We've already had 2 of those. So In another stadium, we're really playing 9 2/3 innings as of this point. If we get to the end of this game, there's been 5 or 6. That's why I say it feels like in the newer stadiums, the new configurations, that we're playing extra inning games. Everybody's trying to speed the game up, but it's hard to speed the game up when the foul territory has been taken away.
So Kike Hernandez steps in. He struck out in his first at bat. In his last 15 games, Kike Hernandez 17 for 41. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. This, of course, pretty much after Howie Kendrick went down with a hamstring. The thing that's also been so refreshing about Kike Hernandez, how well he has played defensively at second base.
And shortstop. He's turned in some real highlight film plays.
But he now, by and large, is the everyday second baseman until further notice. He started all 3 outfield positions, second and short as well. He said, hey, I'm 23. I'm too young to be a utility player. So he's given a chance now to show his wares as an everyday player, and so far, so good. Justin Turner on deck, and Hernandez checks his swing. DuBrant will throw to second and on to first. Not in time. Hernandez runs well. That's the only thing that kept it from being an inning-ending double play.
Kike needed all of his speed, because when you have a check swing like that and not a full swing, your momentum is not going to first base. So he's pretty much stuck in the blocks right there. As you see, he actually has to step backwards to get out of the box, but then turns it on halfway down the line and is able to beat it out and turn it into just a fielder's choice from DuBrant.
And so now 2 gone, and Justin Turner stepping in. Turner flied to left in his first at bat. Oakland with a 1-0 lead. Giants have a 1-0 lead in the 7th in St. Louis. Turner takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Since the beginning of last season, among all the players in Major League Baseball with at least 500 at bats, Turner's got the highest average of anybody, 331. In 556 at-bats since the beginning of last year, 331, 21 home runs, 90 runs batted in, 41 doubles and 2 triples. Justin Turner.
That is not a flash in the pan. That's a guy who lost a starting second baseman job. Take a look at the numbers since he lost the job to D. Gordon and then became the utility player and came on really strong.
It was Juan Uribe's misfortune when he pulled the hamstring so badly last year. Turner took over at third base, and then he was off and running. Then he got off to such a good start this year. He essentially made Uribe expendable. Uribe goes on to New York. He's flourishing with the Mets.
2-0 pitch, borderline. Justin turned around, asked about it, but it turns out on pitch tracks to be a strike.
Todd Tichenor is calling balls and strikes in his 4th big league season. And Turner to right. And Reddick is there. Dodgers given 2 walks and can do nothing with them. No runs, no hits, and 2 men left after 2.5. Oakland 1-0. Apparently didn't meet Mark McGwire earlier tonight. Rookie of the Year, 1987. A great ovation for Mark McGwire. And in his honor, it's Mark McGwire bobblehead night.
Born in Pomona, California, went to college at USC, made his debut August 22nd, 1986. It was tough to pitch to.
Billy Burns loves swinging at the first pitch as he fouls it off to the right, 0-1. First pitch he saw tonight, he singled to left. So the Athletics with the 1-0 lead. That curveball was a mismatch.
So Clayton Kershaw is a pitcher, not a bowler, but this could be a cricket swing. A.J. Ellis keeps it from hitting the wickets.
Burns, a speedster, has 30 infield hits. Takes high. Only D. Gordon has more in the major league. Burns, a switch hitter, hitting .325 from the right side, .279 as a left-handed hitter. And he takes ball strike 3, and he knew it. Second strikeout for Kershaw. First out of the third.
Convince him what's going to come and throw the opposite. How does a big league hitter take this fastball right down the middle? Because Clayton Kershaw and A.J. Ellis convinced him they were going to get him out with the breaking ball. And they went oppo.
1 out, nobody on. Sam Fulton stepping in. Flied to center in his first at bat. No balls and a strike. Back with you tomorrow. A matinee first pitch about 12:37. Alex Wood will start. Matt Latos has been sent to the bullpen. Outside.
Very rarely do you trade for somebody to bolster the rotation and then send them to the bullpen to work on their mechanics, but Matt Latos has just not found it yet in the Dodger uniform.
Into left field, Van Slyke is there. Yeah, Latos in 3 starts with the Dodgers, 14 2/3 innings, 11 earned runs, 18 hits, and the opponents were hitting .305 against him. And you got a couple of days off.
And you got a 3-game lead on the San Francisco Giants, and it looks like the wild card is going to come out of the Central the way the records are right now, because the Giants are 4 games back in the wild card race.
And 3 behind the Dodgers. And 2-0 in front of the Cardinals in the top half of the 7th inning in St. Louis.
So if these games ended the way they are now you're down to 2 games, and so every start that Greinke can squeak out and Kershaw can squeak out, and you can put the best pitcher that is rested on the mound for the Dodgers, that has to be the strategy right now.
So including tonight, 44 games remain. Of course, Greinke had the big day yesterday, a run and 6 hits in 7 innings and the home run. Valencia fooled. It's 1-2. So you're looking at roughly 9 starts between Greinke and Kershaw, each with 9 starts of the 43 games remaining for the Dodgers.
If the division comes down to 1 game and you look back to August where you had an off day that you could have pitched to Kershaw or Greinke, but you decided to go with your number 4 or number 5, you're going to have a lot of sleepless nights in the offseason.
Kershaw thought he had that 3, yeah. Now 2-2. This is going to be trouble. It's going to be a hit. Look at Clayton.
Well, the frustration from not getting the fastball.
Clayton Kershaw just threw the ball away and into the dugout. He was so frustrated with the previous call, presumably from home plate umpire Todd Tichenor.
Well, that adrenaline and anger from the non-call made him make an extra effort on the chopper off the plate, and he probably would have been better off just letting Justin Turner get the ball. But because of that adrenaline, he wanted to do it all himself. We're not going to count that on his pitch count. Or that one. That last half a stride in reaching out for it would have been better suited to just say, Justin, it's yours.
Now Josh Phegley. One ball, no strikes.
That kind of attitude and that kind of aggressiveness, which you absolutely love, is the reason that when Clayton has been hurt or had something a little nagging, that the training staff has to protect Clayton from Clayton.
Phegley takes a strike, and it's 1-1.
He wants it so bad, and he gets blinders on, and he is such a great competitor that he needs guidance sometimes.
Mark Canha is on deck. That we've never seen before out of Kershaw. That's Valencia leading off first. Phegley bounced to short in his first at-bat. Takes a breaking ball inside, and it's 2-1.
It's a big pitch here. You don't want to get the 3-1. You don't want to get the 3-2 with a man on first and 2 out. You don't want to have a chance for that runner to get a head start, and a double cost you a run.
2-2.
Same thing right here. This is an action pitch. If you're standing on the mound rubbing up that ball right now, you have a 2-2 count, man on first, 2 out. You don't want to get to the 3-2 count. You want a decision on this pitch.
Kershaw at 45 pitches, and this is going to be the 46th. Third strikeout. Now Kershaw can exhale. No runs and 1 base hit. Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Puig to bat for the Dodgers when we come back for the 4th. Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECRUISE for free entry. With the Giants leading the Cardinals 2-0 in the bottom half of the 7th inning, we begin the top half of the 4th, and the A's are leading the Dodgers 1-0. Adrian Gonzalez, Scott Van Slyke, and Yasiel Puig to bat. Kershaw, a fit of temper in the bottom half of the 3rd inning after misplaying a little bleeder on the third base side of the mound. First, he threw the ball into the grass, and then when he picked it up, he threw it into the dugout.
He needs to stay in the National League because he wears that energy off a little bit when he's hitting. Here he's DHing. Hitting DH4.
Gonzalez lined a base hit in his first at bat. Gonzalez 3 for 3 against Dubron. 2 home runs in the past and a single tonight. Dodgers winners of 4 of their last 5. The Athletics have lost 7 in a row. One ball, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. You know, the Dodgers have been in first place for all but 10 days this season. 133 days into the year, 123 days at the top of the charts. Gonzalez strikes out. Tried to check his swing, but Chris Siegel, the third base umpire, clenched his fist, and Gonzalez returns to the first base dugout.
It was a swing. It was sure slow motion. It didn't look like he went that far. But maybe he did. Adrian didn't argue, but he looked befuddled. Let's take a look here from the side angle. And I guess he went.
Van Slyke fouled to the catcher in his first at bat. So Scott starting in left field tonight. Crawford and Ethier are watching. A couple of left-handed batters.
Well, so far, Dodgers being out hit 3-1. They look like the ones that have gotten in late, even though they had the great flight. The A's got in the middle of the night.
Dubron's the only guy that got a good night's sleep in the Oakland uniform.
He's had a couple of glitches there where he gave the free passes last inning. Lead off the inning to A.J. Ellis and Jock Peterson. Other than that, he has been flawless.
4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and this is his 52nd pitch. Near the mound. Canna makes the call in the catch.
Dodger offense really in August has been outstanding. I think they're hitting about 286 coming in this game in August, one of the best offenses in baseball. They lost the 4 games in a row, but then responded with the 5-2 homestand. The offense has been solid.
Puig, who has mildly altered his stance, a little bit more open than it had been under the guidance of Mark McGwire. It went right off the end of the bat in his first at bat and flew to left. Fastball inside.
Open front hip, open front foot. You can actually see the back leg from the center field shot now, whereas before the front leg would cover the back leg. Shoulder still closed, but also trying to get 2 eyes, get his head turned more, get his chin closer to his left shoulder so he gets 2 eyes on the pitcher.
3-0. 2 out, nobody on in the 4th.
It's given him a place where he can cover the outside part of the plate, pick the breaking ball up, read the strike zone a little bit better, but also able to get his hip and front leg out of the way if the ball comes inside.
Taking a 4-pitch walk with 2 out.
usually those pitches that are close 3-0 at the big league level you get, and I think Pitchtrack's had that one as a strike. I had it as a strike.
Now Guerrero, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, stepping in. Three of those 11 home runs by Guerrero have been pinch hit home runs. Puig has stolen 2 bases in 5 tries this year. Dubront 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Into right field, but right there is Josh Reddick. Dodgers go quietly, no runs, no hits, a walk and a man left after 3.5. Oakland 1-0.
O.co Stadium, and Charlie, you were talking about it earlier, how it's a multi-purpose stadium, home to the Athletics and the Oakland Raiders. And with football on the brain, the Los Angeles Dodgers, with their fantasy football draft yesterday, they were allowed to wear jerseys on the plane. You see Justin Turner there, a Miami Dolphins fan. Clayton Kershaw just drew a name on the back of a t-shirt as a Cowboys fan. He can do whatever he wants. The guys all got together last night to have their draft. I talked to Justin Turner earlier today. He says, I absolutely love my team. Of course, who doesn't at the beginning of the season? I said, talk to me in 6 weeks, guys.
It's still August. Marcano leading it off on the first pitch. He grounds it toward Mike Gallego. Third base coach, been here seemingly forever, played here a long time too. Ty Waller is the first base coach. It'll be Canner, Billy Butler, and Josh Reddick in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Scott Van Slyke was wearing Dan Marino's jersey last night. I think somebody had to tell him who Dan Marino was. That's a strike.
You can't draft him anymore. My favorite time of year. The weather starts to cool off. Football season around the corner, but baseball getting right to the important start.
A.J. Ellis now getting into Todd Titchener's grill. Now Mattingly's coming out trying to play peacemaker.
A.J. did a great job cutting off Todd Titchener, and I know A.J. didn't want to bump him, but A.J. wants to protect Clayton, because if Clayton's reaction gets any bigger, he might get ejected, and A.J. became a distractor right in the middle of it. Take a look at the Morongo replay here. A.J. comes up and gets in his way.
Kershaw gets the strikeout, but not before some of this.
Now batting,
AJ made contact with Titchener too. This goes back an inning. Kershaw did not like a call from Titchener against Danny Valencia. There's a strike, 0-1. Valencia then would nub a base hit up the third base line, unable to be fielded cleanly by Kershaw. After the play was over, he slammed the ball into the ground. Then he picked it up after that and threw it into the dugout. So Clayton has a short fuse tonight.
I'll tell you, Todd Titchener did a nice job behind the plate. It's okay to bark at Clayton, but he didn't continue to pursue him. And he didn't go after A.J. Ellis either. He calmed himself down quickly also.
Broken back, ground ball, second base. Butler is thrown out. And Turner picks up what's left of the bat.
Appreciate an umpire that is in control of the playing field and understands his role, but then can back off as soon as it's no longer needed. So he brought the fire when it was needed, but backed off and put it out also. A little off-speed pitch here, a little up, but great change of speeds and break from Clayton, and he shatters the end of that bat off the end.
Now with 2 out, Josh Reddick takes a strike. Todd Titchener, the home plate umpire, is 38, his 4th big league season. He had about 3 years where he was up and down between the minor leagues and the big league. He's out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and he's already had a hard day's night. Fighting slider, and it's 1-2 to Reddick. Sacrificed in his first at bat. The Athletics with a 1-0 lead. Line over the head of Turner into left. Reddick takes the turn, retreats. Van Slyke, who has shown off a great arm all year long, contains Reddick to a single.
It's a nice piece of hitting right here, just flaring it out to left field. But you can hold runners with the strength of your arm, and you can hold runners with the accuracy of your arm, and Scott Van Slyke has both.
Van Slyke has 7 outfield assists this year. Marcus Semien drills one behind second base. Kike Hernandez throws out Semien, and that will end the inning. Didn't have a play at second. Reddick was off and running with contact. No runs and a hit. When we come back for the 5th, A.J. Ellis, Jock Peterson, and Jimmy Rollins will be coming up. Against the Cubs on Sunday, August the 30th, the first 40,000 Dodger fans receive a pair of Dodger headphones presented by Lexus. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. So the Dodgers down a run as we head to the 5th. A.J. Ellis, Jock Peterson, and Jimmy Rollins against Felix Dubron, pitching for his 4th team since the beginning of last season. Red Sox, Cubs, Blue Jays, and now the Athletics. And the first pitch of the 5th. 1 ball and no strikes. Dubron making his first start with Oakland after a couple of relief appearances. And right now, he has kept the Dodgers in check.
Got a nice fastball, good location. Right there, climbing back into this count. The 3rd, he walked the first 2 hitters. The Dodgers weren't able to capitalize. Has shown some pretty nice curveballs also tonight.
4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2-1 to Ellis as we begin the 5th. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-2.
A.J. always been a very patient hitter. Knows the strike zone very well, and the bat's starting to heat up a little bit in the last month or so.
2-2 to Ellis. Just inside.
If Todd Tichenor wanted to get back at A.J. for stopping him from talking to Clayton, that would have been the pitch to do it on, but Tichenor does a great job of staying neutral.
And Ellis works out his 2nd walk of the night, and the 4th given up by Dubron. Back in the 3rd inning, Ellis led off the inning with a walk. Peterson would walk. First day before yesterday in the 5th inning against Anthony DeSclafani. A 434-foot shot for Jock Peterson, his 23rd of the season. Greinke, next pitch, would hit one out, and that was the difference in the game as the Dodgers edged the Reds 2-1.
Home run's a good sign, but a home run to left center is even a better sign for Jock. So that he's staying back and tracking the ball.
He's hit a ton of them. Piazza, of course, with more rookie home runs than any other LA Dodger. So Peterson at 218. And Dubron 64 pitches into his journey tonight. One ball, 1 strike to Jock Peterson. $74 walks, 139 strikeouts. Hitting .218 at the moment. Takes high and in. Really, since the beginning of the year, more than half the time, a Peterson at bat will result in a home run, a walk, or a strikeout.
That's why the 8-hole, when they're in the National League game, is a good place for them, because it's a little easier to figure out if the pitcher is pitching around you or if he's coming after you.
Boom or bust.
Right now in the American League game with the DH, Jimmy Rollins behind him, so they're going to come after Jock a little bit more with Jimmy swinging the hot bat. Right there, he pulls off that. You see the front knee, the front hip, the front shoulder all gone, and that takes the head and the upper body with it. Talked about his home run on Sunday going to left center. That swing right there would have taken the ball to right field if he made contact.
You'll see another pitch.
It's kind of opposites right there. That approach was a much better approach, and he coached himself and stayed on that, but the ball hung and it kind of jammed him. If he'd reversed the approach and the pitch, he'd probably have a home run.
The A's on a fielder's choice RBI by Semien in the 2nd inning, the only run of the game. Ron thought he might have had strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3.
I don't know where he was walking. There's no out.
Jimmy Rollins has returned home where he grew up. On 3-2. Runner goes. Ball 4. So just was the case in the 3rd inning when Ellis and Peterson led off the inning with walks. Here they are again in the 5th. Now it's up to Rollins, Hernandez, and Tucker to see if they can, or Turner, and drive in a run. That's 5 walks given up by Dubron. And Kurt Young, for the 2nd time tonight, going to go out and talk to the pitcher.
They're starting to get loose down there. Nobody actually getting up right here. And Kurt Young had a very good visit in the 3rd inning. The same kind of thing. At that time, he had a 1-0 count when he went out to the mound with 2 on, nobody out after a couple walks. Right here, maybe a little refresher. Remember, this is Dubron's first start as an Oakland A. He's been in long relief before this in 2 blowout games. Not sure how much his endurance will be past his 70th pitch. I'm sure you're going to watch him very carefully.
Now batting, number 11, Jimmy Rollins.
So Jimmy Rollins with the tying run in scoring position. Nobody out in the 5th. Rollins has struck out and fouled out. Ellis and Peterson the runners. And Rollins squares the bunt. It gets past the catcher, goes to the backstop, and the Dodgers have 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Gets past Fegley.
Fegley just whiffs this one. It's a little cutter, but it's right down the middle. And when Jimmy Rollins pulls the bat back, you see him come up out of the haunches looking for the bunt, like he's going to come out from behind the plate, but the ball was down and he didn't get there. And AJ, nice read.
That's your working definition of a pass ball. Now Rollins, infield pinched in at the corners, and another one in the dirt that time, and short hop by Fegley. Meanwhile, 2 balls and no strikes.
Fegley missed the one right down the middle. This one he makes a nice play here, getting out, gloving it.
Hernandez and Turner are next. Rollins takes a strike, and it's 2-1. The A's have just returned from a 7-game road trip, and they lost them all. 18 under 500. Dodgers with a chance to take the lead. And Rollins swings and misses. And it's 2-2.
Jimmy looking for a ball up that he can drive the outfield, hit a sac fly, maybe try to hit it to right field, score a run, move a runner to 3rd. Swing and miss in that one high and away.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Rollins to the right side. This will tie the game. Sogard throws out Rollins. In to score is Ellis. Peterson goes to 3rd. The Dodgers and A's are tied at 1 for Jimmy Rollins, his 37th run batted into the year on the fielder's choice.
Outstanding piece of hitting by Jimmy Rollins right there. Dodgers have an opportunity now to score 2 runs with just 2 routine outs because he stays inside this ball, hits the ball to 2nd base. AJ going no matter what on that ball. The infield was back.
And now the infield is in with the lead run. Peterson at 3rd base, and Kike Hernandez takes a strike, 0-1. Hernandez 0 for 2 and has been clutch all year. And since July 24th, he's 17 for his last 43. 400. 0-2.
Tighten up the batting gloves, take a deep breath, understand where you are at the moment, and now it's time to make contact and give yourself a chance at your club to break on top right here, 2-1.
Hitting over 400 against left-handers this year, but 0 for 2 tonight, and now 0 for 3. You're going to have to throw him out at first base to complete the strikeout, the 5th for Dubron. Peterson holds at third, 2 gone. And Justin Turner coming up.
As good as Jimmy Rollins' at bat was to get the RBI and move the runner over, as frustrated as Kike Hernandez will be after this at bat, to be down with a strikeout in 3 pitches is not what the plan was.
So now it's up to Turner with Peterson at third at 2 out. Ron Renicky, the new third base coach, talking with Peterson at third. Gonzalez on deck. Turner takes high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Justin has flied to left and flied to right. Throughout his career, he's been a clutch hitter. Now with 2 out this year, hitting near 300 with runners in scoring position. One ball, 1 strike to Justin Turner. Mentioned it earlier. It's certainly worthy of repeating. Since the beginning of last year, of all the hitters with at least 500 at-bats in the big leagues, Justin Turner has the highest average of anybody. 331, 556 at-bats. 21 home runs and 90 runs batted in. Takes a strike, and it's 1 and 2.
Outstanding pitch right there. Justin has a very good eye, likes to extend his arms, can turn on the inside pitch, but that up and in pitch is really hard to hit.
Gonzalez on deck. Peterson is at third, tied at 1. Turner strikes out swinging. So the off-speed stuff by Dubron has confounded the Dodgers by and large tonight. He has struck out 6. They come up with 1 run on no hits. And after 4.5, the Dodgers and A's are all square at 1. To watch Kershaw and the Dodgers all knotted at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 35,067. I would say nearly half of them are Dodger fans. There's a lot of blues sprinkled about O.co Coliseum. They average 21,000 and change here. Only Cleveland and Tampa have worse attendances than the Athletics, but with the Dodgers in town, they have sold out the joint. Eric Sogard Bounce back to Kershaw in his first at-bat. Didn't merely just bounce it back. A little backhand stab. Kershaw, his face was looking out towards center field. Then he got the backhand stab into the glove. No harm, no foul, and that was that. Sogard with Burns and Fold to follow. Overthrowing the fastball.
We'll see if that was to set up the curveball. I have a feeling it was, because that one had no intention of being a strike.
But that one did. A slider at 87. Fifth strikeout for Kershaw, and it's the first out of the fifth.
Little slide piece. 87, as Charlie said, right there. Get the fastball up around eye high. You're staying back for the curveball, and no, throws the slider. So many different ways to get you out.
Now Billy Burns. Let's see if he first pitch swings. He usually does, and he just did. Right to Rollins, and there's 2 out.
Generation of sabermetrics and taking pitches and working pitch counts, you wouldn't expect the Oakland A's to have a leadoff hitter that swings at the first pitch all the time.
Burns hitting .481 on the first pitch, so he goes up there hacking. Sam Fold, 0 for 2, is flied to center and flied to left. Top of the 9th in St. Louis, and the Giants lead the Cardinals 2-0. It was Vogelsong against Lynn. The Giants scored their second run of the night. Bumgarner pinch hit, got ahead, and would come around to score the insurance run. On 0-2, high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sam Fold.
I wouldn't be surprised when Zach Greinke sees that, cuts it out of the newspaper and puts it on Don Mattingly's desk.
Here's the 1-2, breaking ball. Ouch.
If he can pinch hit, Skip, so can I.
And why did you have Guerrero pinch hit for me on Sunday?
Donnie talked about the risk reward of putting him up there. Take a look at this foul ball. Yes, this hurts at home. Where the shin guard and hit it above it. You can't wear catcher's knee pads to hit him. But that's what you would have needed right there to protect that knee.
It was here years ago that Jermaine Dye fouled one off his shin and shattered the shin. So Fold is trying to convince himself it really doesn't hurt. He's not doing a very good job of it. And wouldn't you know it, Kershaw comes back with a breaking ball. Two and 2 with 2 out and nobody on. All tied. Alex Wood pitches tomorrow for the Dodgers, not Matt Latos. Latos has been banished to the bullpen after 2 starts. Throw that into the mix, coupled with the off days that the Dodgers have. Dodgers played 34 games in 34 days without a single off day. There's Latos, Jim Johnson, Luis Avilan. Grounded to first. Easy play for Gonzalez. He'll take it by himself. So a 1-2-3 inning for Kershaw. We go to the top of the 6th. It'll be Gonzalez, Van Slyke, and Puig to hit, all knotted at 1. HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Well, Dave Dombrowski wasn't out of work long. He has just been named to head baseball operations for the Boston Red Sox. Larry Lucchino exited stage right, entering stage left. Dave Dombrowski. After a successful run in Detroit. Gonzalez 1 for 2. We're tied at 1 as we begin the 6th. And DuBrant delivers high, 1 ball and no strikes. In his career, Gonzalez 2 for 4 against DuBrant. 2 home runs and the single tonight. He's also been struck out tonight in the 4th inning. Now, how is it a guy, DuBrant, this is his 4th team since the beginning of last year. On occasion, he can't find home plate with a GPS. Turned in a performance that he has to this point tonight.
This has always been his MO, Charlie. He is a guy that's had a terrific arm, left-handed with good mechanics when he sinks it up, but he can lose it. And he's shown it again right here, losing it very quickly. 85 pitches in. This might be more about fatigue than rhythm and confidence.
6 strikeouts, 5 walks.
He's had a Kershaw-like curveball tonight, one of the ones that most resembles it around the big leagues.
And that's the 6th walk. He's given up only 1 hit. That was to Gonzalez back in the 2nd inning.
He's got a live arm. The ball moves real well. He's got a natural cut on his fastball. Can really spin the ball with the curveball. The whole key is to do that in the strike zone.
6 strikeouts, 6 walks. Consequently, 87 pitches. Van Slyke has popped out twice and fouls it back. It's 0-1.
DuBrant has made some mistakes, like that pitch right there. It's right down the middle. Scott just fouling it back. He had another one where he popped up to the catcher also, where he had a good hittable pitch. You see this fastball right here. We've seen Scott tattoo that ball.
0-1. Gonzalez isn't going anywhere.
That's very odd. That shows you maybe there's something going on between his ears right now as far as how he feels and his confidence he has in throwing to Van Slyke. He looks like a guy who wants out of the game. Threw that ball right there up. Very uncompetitive pitch and immediately looked in the dugout.
For a brief shining moment last year, Adrian Gonzalez led the National League in stolen bases. He stole one in Australia, got about a 2-week head start on everybody. That was the only one he has stolen.
So he led
then.
the National League in stolen bases for 2 weeks.
Oh, just about. Nobody was even close. So throwing over to first base to keep Gonzalez close is curious. Now the A's begin some bullpen activity. That's the switch pitcher. He throws lefty, he throws righty. And he's got 1 glove. And here it is. Three balls and 2 strikes.
He only gets half as tired.
There he goes.
Back to righty. He's got webbing on both sides of the glove. I actually have one of those gloves. I got it on our Japanese trip. Somebody on the Japanese team threw with both hands, and I traded him the jersey for his glove.
You got a good deal.
It's pretty good. I didn't pay for the jersey. He probably didn't pay for the glove.
But you have a one-of-a-kind momentum.
That's a pretty cool momentum.
Or I guess now two of a kind. So it's 3-2 to Van Slyke. Gonzalez a step and a half off first. He's not going anywhere, and Van Slyke is going back to the dugout. 7th strikeout for Dubron.
You got a guy out there struggling with his command, probably nearing the end of his pitch count, bullpen action, and then he throws that pitch, the perfect pitcher's pitch. It's so hard. Hitters go up there thinking, I'm going to get some good mistakes. I've already gotten a mistake. I fouled it back. I'm not really going to get an unbelievable pitch here. I'm going to look to swing. That ball's got to be away. Nope. Catches the corner.
So 1 out, 1 on, and here's Puig. Wide to left and walk. He fouls it back. It's 0-1.
This is the shot in the arm that Yasiel gave the Dodgers when he first came up to the big leagues, when he was the huge splash, not only with the Dodgers, but in the nation. In these kind of situations, a 1-1 game, 1 out man on first, where he would really come through.
June 3rd, couple of years ago.
That's what the Dodgers are hoping he can find here in the next couple months.
10 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Takes high and away. 1-1. Cardinals hitting in the bottom of the 9th. Casilla on for the Giants. San Francisco 2-0. Dodger lead over the Giants is 3. And the count to Puig is 1-2.
A little frustration right there from Yasiel. He got a high fastball that he thought he could get on.
Guerrero on deck. Into center field. Burns racing back. He's got plenty of room.
Day games, the ball really carries there. Even in batting practice, the ball carries there. But at night, when it gets cooler here, down to about 66 degrees now here in Oakland, that is more like Death Valley out there.
Number 7, Alex Guerrero.
Guerrero has struck out and flied to right. Dodgers and A's are tied at 1. Guerrero's been quiet. Takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Guerrero at the moment is 237.
On paper, this game looked like a mismatch. Kershaw going up against a team that's lost 7 in a row. They got in the middle of the night. Dubron on the mound, first start as an A. Has struggled in long relief. They're going toe-to-toe like 2 heavyweights. Dodgers not able to capitalize on mistakes, either fouling these pitches back or swinging and missing when they're down the middle.
David's been jabbing with Goliath all night. Tied at 1. And the A's 18 games under 500. A.J. Ellis on deck. Guerrero the DH tonight. The Dodgers have another game here in Oakland off Thursday. And a 3-game weekend series with the American League Houston Astros. That still doesn't sound right.
No, it will never sound right to me.
101st pitch from Dubron. Guerrero drills it foul down the left field line.
Ron Renneke, the new Dodger third base coach, yet to be tested down there, really not having any of the decisions other than picking up the signs from manager Don Mattingly and flashing them to runners and hitters. 2 out and a man on first, a possible double at the plate. He's going to have a decision with the aging and slower footed Adrian Gonzalez.
Guerrero on 1 and 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Doubles with a man on first, then a man on second, and a single are the 2 main calls the third base coach has.
Of course, Renicky has seen the Dodgers before, but from the first base dugout when he was managing Milwaukee. Guerrero takes high.
A lot of his decisions are going to be made on timing and geometry. The angles of where he sees the ball headed and trying to think about the timing of when the fielder's receiving it and where is the runner in time and space. That's where he's going to decide to wave the arm or to hold guys up. He's not going to have the speed of every runner down yet.
So Gonzalez will get the head start with the full count. There he goes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that ends the inning. Guerrero continues to struggle. No runs, no hits. A walk and a man left after 5 1/2. The A's and Dodgers still knotted at 1.
As we make our way to the bottom of the 6th inning, Mark McGwire honored before the game with a nice standing ovation from this Oakland Athletics and very heavy Dodger crowd. Of course, they did a bobblehead tonight for Mark McGwire. Here you can see it here, but Mark McGwire, Big Mac, not the only Oakland Athletic and Los Angeles Dodger connection. In fact, several guys played or coached for both of the teams. Of course, first base coach Davey Lopes, we talked about McGwire. Rick Honeycutt played here 1987, 1993 when he pitched here. Brett Anderson, of course, was drafted by the Oakland A's. Alberto Callaspo for a year. And Jim Johnson, the newest Dodger reliever in 2014, guys. Even Andre Ethier was drafted by the A's back in 2003.
The first trade that Ned Colletti made was for Andre Ethier. And that deal sent Milton Bradley here. You just had a quick look at Rick Honeycutt. Pitch for the Dodgers. Pitched here in Oakland. Davey Lopes has been in both places. Danny Valencia is 1 for 2. We're tied at 1. Kershaw has struck out 5 and walked 1. And there's a slider missing just outside. Fegley and Canada follow. Giants have just shut out the Cardinals 2-0. So at 8:56 on this Tuesday night on the West Coast, the Dodger lead is 2.5 over the Giants. Dodgers after tonight, 43 games remain. The 1-2. We'll do it again. Remember, the Dodgers have 7 games remaining with the Giants.
You would sure like to expand your lead somewhere around 5 or 6 before you play the Giants. take the pressure off those series, but the Giants are hanging tough right now. Different routes to a 1-1 game here. Clayton Kershaw with the 5 strikeouts and only 1 walk, and DuBront with 8 strikeouts and 6 walks. The Dodgers not able to capitalize on DuBront setting the table for them.
Dodgers have 1 hit all night. What's also been frustrating, into right field, Puig leisurely over. In the second inning, Clayton Kershaw looking toward center field and fielding it behind his back. That is certainly worthy of the Arco top tier play. Ooh, look what I found.
It's one thing to catch it behind your back when it's shoulder high. That's absolutely amazing.
So Kershaw to this point, 77 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk.
It's easy to know where to put your glove when you're going behind your back when it's down low by the ground or slightly above the ground. You see where the ball is, but the higher the ball is, and now you're going blind, the harder it is to make it hit the leather. And Clayton, he will tell you that he knew what he was doing, which he does, but very fortunate he didn't fleck that ball. That was an outstanding play to get the stick in the leather.
Fegley 0 for 2. Kershaw just missing that curveball. Did he or didn't he?
Pitch track has it just off the edge.
Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Fegley. Mark Canha is on deck. Fegley has 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in. That's the 6th strikeout for Kershaw. That was Uncle Charlie was set aside for Lord Charles.
Clayton's curveball still breaks even when he hangs it. Still sharp. And it's, remember, the swing you're seeing is A, why? Because he can't recognize it. And B, that might come all the way down into the strike zone. And it's 20 mile an hour different than the fastball.
Sometimes you got a curveball nose to toes. This one started over the head and settled down around knee high. 2 out.
Like trying to catch a butterfly.
Canha has a hit and has scored Oakland's only run. The Diamondbacks and Pirates are tied at 8 in the 14th inning in Pittsburgh. Three balls and no strikes. Washington bearing its teeth up in Colorado. 11-6 over the Rockies in the 8th. By Coors Field standards, that's a pitching goal.
Exactly.
3-1 to Canha. Billy Butler on deck. 2 out, nobody on in the 6th. We are all tied at 1. So Canha is 2 for 3. Not daring to run on Van Slyke's throwing arm. Van Slyke has 7 assists from the outfield this year.
You're glad that he hit a line drive. He hit that ball so hard it would have been a home run easy if he gets under it at all. In a 1-1 game, you give up a blistering base hit like that, you're just glad he's standing over there at first base.
He's 2 for 3 and 2 solid line drives off Kershaw. Here's Billy Butler. He's walked and grounded out. Billy Beane signed Billy Butler. The expectation was he was going to be the big thumper in the middle of the lineup. It hasn't worked out that way. Butler at 236 with just 9 home runs. Has 47 runs batted in. And he whistles that one foul. Reddick on deck. It really has been an unusual pitcher's duel. Kershaw struck out 6, walked 1. DuBront has struck out 8, walked 6, and given up 1 hit. Oh, 1 to Butler. Into left center. Back goes Van Slyke at the wall. He makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Well, the last couple of hitters got to Kershaw. The line drive hit by Canna. The long fly ball off the bat of Butler. So Van Slyke get the wall, tracks it down. Ellis, Peterson, and Rollins coming up for the 7th. California Kia dealers. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. Well, here's the switch pitcher, Pat Venditti. So he has to declare if there's a switch hitter who's going to do what. I'm throwing this way so the other guy can hit the other way. Greg Harris used to be a switch pitcher. So from the right side, he delivers a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes to A.J. Ellis.
Say something about Venditti and you say he's got 2 breaking balls. You don't expect to say one's left-handed, one's right-handed. He's got 2 fastballs too.
Yeah. But he can only throw 1 at a time. Ellis walked twice against DuBront tonight. Well, the Dodgers have been 1-hit wonders so far. 1 run, 1 hit. DuBront went 6 innings. There's a strike. 3-1. 6 walks and 8 strikeouts for DuBront. For a 1-hitter in 6 innings and 104 pitches. So it's 3-2 to Ellis. The Dodgers in the 6 innings so far tonight have had the leadoff runner aboard 3 of those 6. so far, but only able to plate one. Ellis has walked twice. Venditti is out of Omaha. He's 30. And Ellis has walked all 3 plate appearances tonight, and for the 3rd time, a leadoff walk. Now Venditti is going to throw left-handed because the lefty Peterson is coming up. I suppose if I've met Venditti, one of the first questions I ask, which arm and hand do you use to brush your teeth and comb your hair? Kenley Jansen signs and brushes his teeth and all that with his left hand. That is a unique glove. Peterson has walked twice tonight, and he swings and misses. Nothing in 2.
See the weight getting to the outside of that front foot. That means the upper body and the front hip are bailing a little bit. They're trying to get that to stay in a little longer.
Peterson behind in the count. Now Rollins, the switch hitter, is on deck. Switch hitter, switch pitcher. And in case you're wondering, Jimmy Rollins, who's on deck, .316 as a right-handed hitter, .206 as a left-handed hitter. 1-2 to Peterson. Did he check his swing? Yes. Chris Siegel, the third base umpire, as Peterson gets a reprieve from the governor.
Betty right there with a drop-down breaking ball. A tough read for Jock. Good hold-up.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Peterson pops it up. Lots of foul territory for Fegley. That's the 3rd foul out of the night.
Number 11.
The average around Major League Baseball, if memory serves, about 1.5, maybe 2 a game. Around here, you're going to get 3 or 4 minimum.
Yeah, at least double, I think. And that one would have been borderline, whether it's in the stands or in the dugout, but you definitely would have had a lot more to deal with. It would have been a lot tougher play.
So Rollins is going to bat right-handed against the switch pitching Venditti. He fouls it into the dirt, 0-1. I'll read you the rule about switch pitchers. Created in 2008, a pitcher must visually indicate to the umpire, batter, and runners which way he will begin pitching to the batter.
And knowing Jimmy Rollins' statistics, Venditti must feel more comfortable right now left-handed, because you would normally want to switch Jimmy around. It's for more power left-handed. You also have a man on first, so you would be giving him the hole over there.
Rollins 11 home runs on the year. 9 from the left side, 2 from the right. So more power on the left side of the plate. Higher batting average from the right side. 1-2. Rollins fouls it off to the right.
Just watching him pitch left-handed and right-handed, quick scouting report, I'd say he is a better left-handed pitcher. And that just kind of goes without saying, though. If you're good enough to pitch left-handed at the big league level, that's probably your better side. Just left-handers have a better chance, more effective. You don't see as many of them.
Usually when there's a heading in the media guide about a given player, bats, swinging at bats, pitching, it says for Venditti, bats right, throw switch. It's the other way around.
I'll bet you he bats both ways also, but he just hasn't done it at the big league level.
In the American League, there's nothing.
He's a B/B.
Meanwhile, it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy is at 499 career doubles. Venditti 3-2. Ellis still at first with 1 out in the 7th. Kike Hernandez on deck. Hernandez 0 for 3. Been a frustrating night for the Dodgers, tied at 1. Rollins grounded slowly to third. Throw to second, out at second. That's all they're going to get. Valencia to Sogard for the force out. Rollins takes over for Ellis at first with 2 gone. And Hernandez is coming up.
Nice little play, realizing that A.J. Ellis is your catcher slash runner at first base, so you've got plenty of time to get the lead runner right there. That's not the play you make if it's somebody of average speed. Just going to try and get an out, put a runner in scoring position right there, cutting down the leading lady.
Hernandez has struck out twice and bounced out.
This is the interesting thing about Venditti, is that some of your biggest pitches might be with the hand that you haven't been throwing for 15, 20 pitches. He's thrown left-handed to the last 2 batters, and now he's throwing some of the biggest pitches of the night to a powerful Kike Hernandez, right-handed. Jimmy Rollins is not only a good base stealer, he's a good base stealer when you still know he wants to go. When he is getting the full attention of the catcher, the pitcher, the coach that's maintaining the running game.
In the hole. Great play by Semien, and he throws to second base. Not going to get the speedy Rollins. At long last, the Dodgers' 2nd hit of the night. Infield hit for Hernandez. The speed of Rollins beats the throw. Turner coming up.
Kike Hernandez has worn out that 6 hole during this hot streak when he's been starting for Howie Kendrick, and that ball almost makes it to left field, but Kike gets himself another hit, an infield hit, because of the wheels of Jimmy Rollins. Good secondary lead, good aggressive slide with 2 outs. You can go on contact. That got him to second safely.
Justin Turner 0 for 3. This is what Turner has done against lefties and righties.
Another interesting decision for Venditti, with the Rollins decision of keeping him on the right side, and for Justin Turner, you think you might want to think about pitching to him left-handed.
Well, so much for the drama. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left, 7th inning stretch. Dodgers and Athletics are tied at 1. 1-1 as we head to the other half of the 7th inning stretch. Clayton Kershaw in his first 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts and a walk, 88 pitches, 64 strikes. Josh Reddick beginning the bottom of the 7th, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Reddick, Semien, and Sogard. Dodger offense has been frustrated tonight. 2 hits, 7 walks, and they've yet to get a runner beyond the 5th inning to third base. Dodger run came in the 5th inning on 2 walks, a pass ball, and a fielder's choice. Gonzalez has one of the 2 hits tonight. Kike Hernandez, an infield hit, the other. Kershaw falls behind 3-0 to Josh Reddick. 3-1. Second walk given up by Kershaw. Here's the T-Mobile Data Strong Fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo with the hashtag SNLA Data Strong Fan for a chance to be shown in an upcoming telecast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Hello, Emily.
The Boomer, Steve Yeager. Number 7 jersey.
Marcus Semien 0 for 2. A fielder's choice in the 2nd inning drove in the A's only run.
AJ visiting his buddy out there. Clayton Kershaw settling down. Clayton has had plenty of energy out there tonight. The intensity is at its highest we've seen it all year. Take a look at the pitches by inning right there. He's kept his pitch count well in control. Just the 17 and the 19, maybe little blips where he'd like to be 15 or under.
One ball, no strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. Marcus Semien facing Kershaw. Semien grew up in San Francisco, came over from the White Sox in the winter of 14 in a deal that would send Samardzija. Kershaw falls behind 3-0.
Saw Clayton make a little mock motion there with his arm, trying to find his arm slot there after the ball was being thrown back to him from A.J. Ellis. He's struggling with finding what rhythm he needs right now. Rick Honeycutt looking on very carefully.
At the knees, 3-1.
1 pitch away from 2 outs. You got to tell yourself, find it, keep the ball down, get a ground ball. Rather have that than a swing and miss.
Into left field, back goes Van Slyke. He's got some room. Well hit by Semien.
Hit it right into the teeth of the wind. The wind's coming in from left field, right through the opening of the stadium. The flags are blowing in, and that ball got knocked down. Van Slyke has made 2 nice plays in the last couple innings to keep the Oakland A's at 1 run.
Now Eric Sogard coming up. Sogard is 0 for 2. Billy Burns on deck. We're tied at 1. The Giants have already won. They shut out the Cardinals.
This is scoreboard watching season.
Pirates in 15 beat Arizona 9-8. Pedro Baez beginning to warm up. Nothing in one to Sogard.
Clayton's 99th pitch. He's been at a high of 117 this year. He's thrown 115 of late. Baez shadowing him now.
One ball and one strike.
Runner out of scoring position, including blocking the ball. Get down, square up, tilt the upper half so the egg falls right in front of you.
The 101st pitch is a strike to Sogard, and it's 1-2. In 5 of his last 6 starts, Kershaw has pitched at least 8 innings. Got 101 pitches with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Those pitches he threw in a game was 123. A complete game, 8-hitter against the Phillies. 1-2. Sogard to third. Turner bobbles. And now nearly throws it away. It was too easy, a 5-4-3 double play. Turner took his eye off the ball, and that prolongs the inning.
It wasn't hit hard, but it was hit a speed that you've got to make a decision. It looks like Justin just clanks it, and then when he gets it over there, Adrian's got to come off the bag to watch out for the lead runner. You see that ball, he gets his bare hand in there a little early. Adrian can't try to stretch right there. He's got to make sure the runner at second stays at second.
Turner's 9th error of the year. The Dodgers have committed the fewest errors of any team in baseball. That's just their 53rd. Now let's see if Kershaw can sidestep this piece of nasty business. Burns 0 for 3. First pitch swinger, fouls it back. It's 0-1.
Very rarely do you say great pitch on a first pitch, but that was an outstanding pitch from Clayton Kershaw. Knowing you got a first pitch swinger, I'm not trying to throw a strike. He buried that ball inside like it was an 0-2 pitch.
Burns a .481 hitter on the first pitch. That's why he goes up hacking. He sings from the Nomar songbook.
This is when for Clayton less can be more. You're not at full strength. You've got 104 pitches under your belt. You've got to throw the biggest pitches of the game. You've got to stay in your delivery with the energy level that fits your strength.
1-1, 2 on, 1 out. Tied at 1 in the 7th. Sam Fuld is on deck. Burns 2 home runs, 26 runs batted in. 2-2.
Don Mattingly just can sit there and watch his ace pitch right now. Every pitch that Clayton throws in this inning, he has earned the right to throw. Don is not thinking about taking him out. It's just sit back and watch.
Two and 2. Past Ty Waller, heading into the Dodger bullpen. Well, the Mets won and the Nationals are winning. National League East race. Off to the right. Not high enough for either Gonzalez or Ellis to get close.
Each and every Dodger wants to catch the ball right now for Clayton Kershaw. They know how hard he works, how he's battled in this game. How they really haven't supported him with the offense, even though they've gotten so many walks. We want this 0 for him as much as for anybody.
Tied at 1, the 2-2 pitch. Burns in 380 at-bats. Has been struck out 62 times. Struck out once tonight. Reddick at second, a leadoff walk. After Semien flied to left, Sogard got aboard on an error. Kershaw trying to get out of this trouble here in the 7th. And he does. That's the second out. Big strikeout. 7th strikeout of the game for Kershaw. He's 2/3 of the way out of it.
Clayton almost willing this ball by Burns. Outstanding curveball in a key situation. Eyeing the runner, then eyeing the target and letting it loose.
And dare I say, the eye of the tiger.
He has had it the whole game, and we've seen the frosting at times that has come to the surface.
Fold is 0 for 3. A little slap hitter with a couple of home runs and 18 runs batted in.
I'd rather face the power hitter in this situation than these guys that slap it around. These guys, you can make the best pitch in the world and they doink it in, or they find their infield hit. Give me the big free swinger where it's all or nothing. I'll make my pitch, you're out.
Fold 0 for 3. Takes inside.
Well, you can just see the health in A.J. Ellis's legs behind the plate. He's just blocking the ball tremendously this year. And right there, here tonight, with Clayton in that curveball. Moving so well.
He had knee and ankle issues last year. One and one. One ball and 2 strikes now to Sam Fulton. Came up with the Cubs in 2007. Then to the Rays. He was in Oakland for a little bit in 2014. Then to the Twins. Now he's back with the A's.
2 pitchers in one body. A high fastball curveball pitcher. Low fastball slider cutter pitcher.
Two and two.
Clayton giving his own sound effects out there. 114 pitches, exhaling with that last fastball. I expect Uncle Charlie on this pitch after 2 high fastballs.
Let's see if Fold does. And even if he does, he just manages to get a piece of it. Fold, a .236 career hitter, 197 at the moment.
1-1 game, and you have a pitch in your arsenal that the league coming into tonight was hitting 106 against. And that's his curveball. Won't be surprised if he throws it again.
2 on, 2 out, 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball, ground ball, right side, easy hop for Hernandez, underhanded flip to Gonzalez. Kershaw gets out of the jam. No runs, no hits, a walk, an error. 2 men left. We'll go to the 8th. with Adrian Gonzalez, Scott Van Slyke, and Yasiel Puig coming up, tied at 1. Kershaw, 7 strikeouts, couple of walks. Felix Dubron gave up 1 hit but struck out 8 and walked 6. It was the Dodgers' inability to this point to hit in the clutch that has kept them tied at 1 with the A's. And that's your DraftKings game summary. Adrian Gonzalez will lead it off for the Dodgers in the 8th. Gonzalez, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. 2 hits for the Dodgers tonight. The Gonzalez leadoff single in the 2nd. A 2-out infield hit for Kike Hernandez in the 7th. And it's a strike, 0-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. 293 is Gonzalez's lifetime batting average. He fouls it off, and it's 0-2. Scott Van Slyke and Yasiel Puig to follow.
Leading off, left on left, 0-2. Adrian just looking to shoot the ball to left field.
Instead, he pops it to the left, and it looks like another foul out in spacious O.Co Stadium. So Gonzalez fouls out. That's Danny Valencia. Brett Laurie sitting it out tonight.
Number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Van Slyke is 0 for 3. Fouled out, popped out, and took a call, 3rd strike. Venditti, the switch pitcher. And Van Slyke takes a strike, 0-1. Puig on deck. And it's 0-2.
Scott playing out there in left field tonight. He knows it's going to take a bolt to get it out of here, out of left. The wind is just really gusting in out of that left field corner.
And into left field. That's Fold. Back at the wall. Makes the catch. Into the teeth of the wind.
Anything with that trajectory's got to be really cooked. Scott hit it well, but not tonight.
And that will be the end of the line for Venditti. Bob Melvin is going to come out and going to get him. So Venditti comes in. He gets the job done in an inning and 2/3. 2 out, 8th inning. Still By Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Flex Alert. This summer, the power is in your hands. Go to flexalert.org. New pitcher for the A's is Fernando Rodriguez, his 40th appearance, and he has held opposing hitters to an under 200 average. 49 strikeouts in 38 and a third. Yasiel Puig 0 for 2 and a walk, 2 out, 1-1 tie in the top of the 8th, and on the first pitch, a ground ball in the hole at short, Semi in the long throw, and Puig beats it. Puig took a funny step as he crossed first base. I wonder if the hamstring kind of bit him a little bit.
Simi makes a nice play and on purpose throws this ball down into the ground. The bounce slows down a little bit. Yasiel, right after he crosses the bag, he got his head down. Stan Conti out there on the field now as we watch the bang bang play. He's safe. Long reach, stretch that leg out, and then the impact of the bag. Right about here, you see him wince.
Conti wants to make sure he is okay. And Mattingly looks like he's going to get a runner for Puig.
They don't even want him to test it. Like, here, go ahead and run and test it, because that might make it worse. If he's felt it. Yasiel could smell a hit right out of the box.
So Puig coming out of the game immediately. It's a cool night. That certainly doesn't help matters any. And so Carl Crawford will pinch run for Puig.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, running for Puig, number 3, Carl Crawford. Additionally, from Los Angeles,
now Andre Ethier is going to pinch hit for Guerrero. Now that DuBront is out of there. 35,067, the third sellout of the year for the A's, and it sounds like more than half the fans are Dodger fans. And there's a whole lot more blue and gold and yellow in the stands tonight. So Andre Ethier, who began his career in the athletic organization, takes low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Never played a game for the A's at the major league level. We're in Oakland. Rodriguez facing Ethier at 289 with 12 home runs and 39 runs batted in. 1-1 tie, 2 out, top half of the 8th. Ethier takes high, fastball.
Here with 2 out, man on first, a 1-1 game. And the Dodger blue here in Oakland cheering him on. Andre Ethier is going to cut it loose right here. He's going to guess fastball inner half. And he's going to cheat on it and try and hit one out of here.
2 balls and no strikes to Ethier with Crawford leading from first.
Good pitcher's pitch from Rodriguez there, down and outer half. Andre keyholing him, getting ready in a certain area that he wants the ball, and if he doesn't get it there, he wasn't going to hit it. That's an outstanding pitch.
Two balls and a strike to Ethier. Crawford pinch hitting or pinch running for Puig at first. Ethier, big rip, fouls it back.
A little bit more like he was looking for. 2-1 right there. Got the ball up a little bit more. Still on the outer half. But boy, you see how I had to reach back for that, Flegley, and Andre got one that he maybe could get to. Now he's got to protect with 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out. Top half of the 8th. And the pitch to Andre Ethier. Grounded right side. Sogard makes the play. Now kicks it away. Crawford will hold at second base. It'll go as a hit. So now the Dodgers first and second, 2 out. And A.J. Ellis coming up.
A couple of infield hits set the table here for the Dodgers with 2 outs. They've had the table set throughout the night with walks from Dubront, the starter for Oakland, but now a couple of balls just out of the reach of the Oakland infielders, and they've got a chance to give Clayton Kershaw the lead now.
By all indications, Kershaw's night is done. Baez continues to warm in the bullpen. Now,
yeah, Clayton doesn't have the towel, which he routinely wraps around his pitching arm when he's still in the game.
17,
so with the elbow bare, I got to believe he knows he's out of the game.
After 116 pitches, 76 for strikes. And his battery mate, his close friend A.J. Ellis, with a chance to give Kershaw the lead. Ellis has walked 3 times. Crawford at second, Ethier is at first. Well hit to left. Fold goes back to the wall. He looks up. Gone! A 3-run home run for A.J. Ellis. He delivers for his best friend. Ellis' 3rd home run of the year, a 3-run shot, and the Dodgers take a 4-1 lead.
In the offseason, the Dodgers wanted to improve the offense behind the plate. They went out and got Yasmani Grandal, and boy, has he been an integral part to this team. But A.J. Ellis, even in an understudy role, losing his starting position, comes through with offense here tonight. He has been swinging the bat a lot better of late, and boy, does he come through in a big way right there. Not only for the Dodgers, for himself, but for Clayton.
Ellis' biggest hit of the year. Dodgers now lead by 3. You would think this is a home game for the Dodgers just listening to this crowd. It's the first time Clayton has smiled all night.
First pitch fastball. A.J. just puts the perfect swing on it. We've talked about the wind coming in from left. It's still gusting out there. But he crushes this ball over the double wall.
Double whammy over the double wall. The Dodgers lead 4-1. Boy, they've been waiting all night for the big hit. That was the first hit with runners in scoring position. 3 for the price of 1. Kershaw now 6 outs away from his 11th win. The Giants have already shut out the Cardinals. So a huge blast for Ellis. And Peterson takes a walk. So a 2-out rally. A couple of infield hits. One for Puig. Came out of the game straining his hamstring, it would appear. Remember, Yasiel Puig missed 38 games with the hamstring. So he was out. Crawford pinch ran for him. Ethier with an infield hit, and then Ellis with the 3-run shot.
A.J. Ellis with his dry sense of humor, you know he's acting like now he's a 40 home run hitter. He just, that smile, he's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to hear his interviews post game.
Now Jimmy Rollins takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So Melvin, after 2 out, gets Venditti out of there. Rodriguez a couple of infield hits, and then the 3-run home run. That falls into the category of it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Rodriguez has struggled in his last 11 games, giving up 6 runs in 10 1/3 innings for a 5.23 ERA. And this outing tonight, because of that blast by Ellis, he has not turned it around.
Well, the Athletics bullpen has been awful all year. It was so good last year, but this year an ERA of 4.52. Edward Mujica warming up in the Oakland bullpen. An ERA of 4.5 ranks him 14th out of the 15 teams in the American League. Dodger bullpen, of course, has been an issue, but the last 3-4 games pitching much better. Rollins on 0-2. Pops it up. Semien out. And Fold calling him off. And that will end the inning. But a 2-out rally for the Dodgers. An infield hit for Puig. An infield hit for Ethier. And then this. A.J. Ellis with a home run just over the wall. 362 feet away. And the Dodgers have a 4-1 lead after 7.5 innings of play. Back with you tomorrow, 12:30. Alex Wood will start for the Dodgers instead of Matt Latos, who's gone to the bullpen. Jesse Chavez for the A's. Off day on Thursday, and a weekend in Houston with the first place Houston Astros, 2.5 in front of the Angels, beginning play tonight. And then Monday off to Cincinnati. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the Reds. That's the Dodger calendar, presented by 76. Carl Crawford stays in the game and left. Scott Van Slyke moves from left to right, and Pedro Baez is on in relief to pitch the 8th. If Baez can get his job done, and Kenley Jansen presumably in the 9th, the Dodgers can maintain their 3-game lead on the Giants, and Kershaw can win his 11th. First pitch to Danny Valencia. He fouls it off to the right. It's 0-1. Valencia tonight, an infield hit in 3 at-bats. So A.J. Ellis with his biggest hit of the year, 3-run shot in the top half of the 8th, breaking a 1-1 tie. In a night that had been offensively frustrating for the Dodgers. They had gotten 7 walks and had 2 base hits, and then a couple of infield hits with 2 out, and the 3-run home run by Ellis. So it's 4-1 Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. Up the middle, Rollins can't reach it. Valencia's aboard with a leadoff single in the bottom of the 8th. Come on out Tuesday night, September the 1st. The Dodgers and the Giants, and the first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Justin Turner bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. Dodgers and Giants will face one another 7 more times. Josh Phegley 0 for 3. He's been struck out twice. Baez deals, low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. And after tonight, 43 games remain. Giants shut out the Cardinals 2-0 in St. Louis earlier. Baez deals. 1-1. That's J.P. Howell. After Phegley, Canna's a right-handed hitter, so is Butler. Josh Reddick, a couple of batters away, is a lefty. Here's a 1-1. Lined into left center field. That one's well hit. Cut off by Crawford in front of the wall. Now he bobbles it. And now the Athletics have second and third and nobody out.
Fastball up and down the middle of the plate. Phegley just puts a good swing on it. He doesn't have to supply the power with Baez throwing it up there in the upper 90s. Ball is just a gapper right off the bat.
Well, the Dodger bullpen, really from about the first 6 weeks on. First 6 weeks they were terrific. And then they've lost their way by and large. Bullpen ERA for the Dodgers coming into the game tonight, 4.10, ranking them 13th out of the 15 teams. Kershaw, 7 innings, a run and 5 hits, 116 pitches, 76 for strikes. Now they're trying to preserve the lead and his win.
Well, Pedro Baez, you just want to get an out right now, even if it gives up a run. The second best out after that would be an out to the left side that keeps the runner on second there.
Pitched 2/3 of an inning on Sunday against the Reds. Retired both batters he faced. Now it is second and third, nobody out. Canna is the tying run at the plate. And he pops it into right center. Well hit, and that's going to drop between Van Slyke and Peterson. And 2 runs will score. It's 4-3. The tying run in scoring position and nobody out.
Canna been swinging the bat well all night. Got a couple hits off of Clayton Kershaw, 2 singles, but both were very well hit. And this double just hit in the exact right place. The wind that's coming in from left holds this ball up, but also pushes it away from Jock Peterson right to where Scott Van Slyke would be, but no, it lands right between them, and you can see the ball when it lands. It doesn't even make it to the wall. Scott Van Slyke could barehand it, but it just was placed perfectly.
Now the Dodgers against the ropes as Billy Butler steps in. Butler 0 for 2 and a walk. Baez deals, and Butler fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. three hits in the bottom of the 8th have been well struck. Valencia's single. Fegley and Canna with doubles. 2 runs are in. The Dodger lead has been shaved to 4-3. To second base. That's the first out of the 8th inning. And now the tying run just 90 feet away.
Well, Butler did his job. Sacrificed himself to get the runner to third. Routine ground ball does it. Same kind of at bat that Jimmy Rollins had when he had second and third and no out. Got a run in, got a runner over. All of a sudden, J.P. Howell up in the bullpen. He's going to be used.
Well, he was up, and he mentioned that Reddick was coming up a couple of batters later, and here he comes, Howell, to face Reddick with the tying run 90 feet away. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Dodgers cling to a 4-3 lead.
Josh Reddick.
31 strikeouts in 34 innings. The Dodgers will bring the infield in for Josh Reddick, who has hit 198 against lefties. 1 for 2 tonight. 4-3. Howell delivers. Strike on the outside, 0-1. Lefties are hitting .231 against J.P. Howell. Reddick 198 against left-handed pitching. Reddick 61 runs batted in. Canna the tying run at third. Line. What a play by Turner. Now he bobbles the ball. He'll hold on to it. First and third. He keeps the ball in the infield. That was just waffled off the bat of Reddick.
Justin looking up, trying to see the replay himself. Let's take a look ourselves. Line drive, and it looks like he one-hopped it right away. Even the ball popped out. Third base umpire Chris Siegel is calling it no catch right away, as you can see right there. Now when it pops out, the sign's already been given. Great job by Justin Turner keeping it in the infield.
So it's first and third, 1 out. A base hit for Reddick, and Marcus Semien coming up.
Well, the Dodgers had a couple infield hits that set up the A.J. Ellis home run that gave them the 3-run lead. Now an infield hit by the Oakland A's. Turnabout's fair play, but the Dodgers still have a chance to keep the lead right here.
Rollins and Hernandez back in hopes of a double play. Semien runs well. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Howell delivers. Line drive. Base hit into left field. In to score is Canna. 3 for the A's in the bottom of the 8th, and we are tied at 4.
This is a tough pill to swallow for the Dodgers. Your ace is on the mound. He's given you a stellar effort for 7 innings, gives up only 1 run. You've had a lot of walks by the opposing starter you couldn't capitalize on. You finally get a big hit with runners in scoring position from A.J. Ellis, and then within 2 outs, the bullpen gives up the tie.
Jim Johnson is going to work in the Dodger pen now as Eric Sogard comes in. Sogard is 0 for 3. Squares to bunt, takes it up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the dramatic home run by Ellis. The Dodger euphoria didn't last long. Howell delivers. Sogard opposite, foul, and out of play.
So your character really gets tested for J.P. Howell, for Pedro Baez, for the Dodger lineup and defense. You can't think what could have been or should have been. You've got to keep playing the game right now.
Eric Sogard, Baez in disbelief on the bench. So now, Dodgers hoping just to contain it to a tie. Sogard out of Phoenix takes up and in. Came up in the Padre organization. It's 2-1.
Reddick has 5 stolen bases out there at second base. Easier to steal off a lefty than a righty. Stealing third.
Sogard takes a strike. It's 2-2. Now suddenly looking ahead to the 9th. The Dodgers 2, 3, and 4 hitters will be coming up. Kike Hernandez, Justin Turner, and Adrian Gonzalez. Sogard, no home runs, 24 runs batted in. And the pitch on the way.
J.P. Howell needs to get the ball down. He needs to make an adjustment. He hasn't really missed down by the ankles or in the dirt. Most of his pitches have been above the knee on a thigh high. Even if you make a quality pitch to one corner or the other, you've still got a good chance to put the meat of the bat on it.
2-2. Howell to Sogard. 3-2. Billy Bird's a really tough out on deck. Runners are going. Ground ball, fair. Gonzalez will step on the bag. Second and third and 2 out.
Trusting that Sogard will make contact with a strike. They start the runners to get the Dodger infielders moving out of position to open up some holes, but fortunately the ball grounded right to Gonzalez.
And Billy Burns is coming up. And Don Mattingly is coming out. And he's going to take Howell back with him. He points to the bullpen where Jim Johnson has just thrown his last warm-up toss. So it's second and third, 2 out, 3 in, bottom of the 8th, and we are tied at 4. Since coming to the Dodgers, this is his 7th appearance.
Your attention, please, ladies and
in
gentlemen.
5 1/3 innings.
Los Angeles, number 54.
He has
Jim
given up 12
Johnson.
runs and 13 base hits. His ERA with the Dodgers is 20 1/4.
Center fielder, number 1.
Last couple outings have been better. The sinker has been down. He's commanded the ball. First few outings, though, were a debacle.
He's got second and third, 2 out. Burns 1 for 4. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Chops it foul. In each of his 5 plate appearances tonight, Burns has swung at the first pitch.
Jim Johnson, first pitch, outstanding sinker right there, but against Burns, the way he can slap it, you saw how dangerous it was with Justin Turner playing in at third base, inside the third base bag. A little infield hit right here could really burn the Dodgers.
Johnson began last year in Oakland. Like tonight's starter Dubron, he is pitching for his 4th team since opening day last year. Johnson from Oakland to Detroit to Atlanta to the Dodgers. And now he's trying to shut down his former employers. Sam Fuld is on deck. Reddick at third and Semien at second. 3 in the bottom of the 8th for the A's. Burns takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Wow, did you see that ball come back? He threw that right at Burns, and it had huge tail to come back and end up a strike.
0-2. We'll do it again.
3 quality pitches out of Jim Johnson. See if he can trust the curveball, because he has an outstanding curveball, but since he's been a Dodger, he has a tendency to throw it a little bit more towards the left-hand batter's box and bounce it. A.J. Ellis will have to be on his toes if they call that pitch.
0-2. Johnson to Burns. Do it again.
Veteran on the mound, veteran behind the plate. They trusted, they went with the strength. They went to the curveball. Burns just fouled it off.
Johnson has thrown 2 wild pitches in 53 innings this year. And they've got Ellis behind the plate. Each team with 3 in the 8th. Tied at 4. 0-2. Burns swings and misses, and that ends the inning. So a 3-run home run for Ellis in the top of the 8th. The A's come back with 3 runs and 5 hits and leave 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Kike Hernandez, Turner at 8. Tonight, Connecticut born and bred. He's 30 years of age, and he is making his 50th appearance. Well, coming into the game tonight, the bullpens were the Achilles heels for both clubs this season. The Dodgers bullpen ERA .410, ranking them 13th in the National League. And the A's bullpen .452 ERA, ranking them 14th in the league. So the game is turned over to the bullpen tonight, and the Dodgers scored 3 in the top of the 8th. Oakland scores 3 in the bottom of the 8th. You remember the old movie, They Shoot Horses, Don't They, with the dance marathon, and somebody's going to be the last man standing. Jim Johnson comes in, gets the job done to put out the fire in the 8th, striking out Burns. But after the 3-run home run by Ellis in the top half of the 8th inning, 3 runs and 5 hits for Oakland in the bottom of the 8th. It's a do-over as we begin the 9th. And Kike Hernandez begins the inning with a single into right field. Sogard running and running and running. It was about 6 inches too short.
Kike a little out in front, full swing off the very end of the bat. He's wishing it to go far enough right from the moment of contact. Sogard just can't reach it.
Now Justin Turner coming up.
Cleared Sogard's glove by the length of a banana.
Peeled. Turner 0 for 4 tonight. Valencia in on the cutout at third, and Turner bounces into a 6-4-3 double play. Boy, it's been a tough night for Justin Turner.
Not a whole lot to analyze right here. Justin Turner gets a pitch that he'd like to hit again. It hits the top of it, and you hit it that hard at a middle infielder. Pretty routine.
2 out, nobody on. Gonzalez coming up. Dodgers with double barrel action in the bullpen. Yimi Garcia and Kenley Jansen. Jansen if the Dodgers take the lead. Garcia would be the opening act. Adrian 1 for 2 and a walk, fouls it back, and it's 0-2.
looking to clear a wall. The foul ball into the mask.
No balls, 2 strikes. Evan Scribner came up in the Padres organization. Now the 1-2. Gonzalez, a 1-hopper to first. Canna's got it. That's that for the Dodgers in the 9th. In the bottom of the 9th, Sam Fold, Danny Valencia, and Josh Beckley are due up. And it looks like Jimmy Garcia will be coming in. Pitching the bottom half of the 9th inning of this 4-4 tie. His 45th appearance. But since returning from his latest stint at AAA, he has pitched a whole lot better. He'll be facing Sam Fold, Danny Valencia, and Josh Beckley.
23, Sam Fold.
So Jim Johnson faces one batter. Strikes out Billy Burns. His night is over. Fold is 0 for 4. Garcia pitched 2 innings on Saturday against Cincinnati. Gave up a hit and struck out a batter. Last 6 of the 3rd innings, he hasn't given up a run. Garcia's first pitch is a strike. It is 0-1. What did he have at the beginning, Orville? What did he lose? And what has he regained beside confidence?
Pinpoint control at the beginning of the year, especially with his fastball. Could throw it to any of the 4 corners, up, down, in and out. And then whenever he threw his slider, he didn't need great location because the fastball was so hard and so accurate. Then he lost his command of both pitches, using mostly the heart of the plate when he threw strikes.
Fold breaks his bat, and Garcia will throw him out.
And now that he's been back from AAA, he's changed his pitch mix up a little bit. Gives himself another layer of mystery where he's throwing more breaking balls. And he's also refined his mechanics a little bit, and so he's a little bit more consistent with the location.
We have an update on Yasiel Puig. Puig beating out an infield hit back in the 8th inning. Came up lame, right hamstring tightness, and so Van Slyke, who began the game in left, moves over to right field. When Puig missed 38 games earlier in the year, it was with the left hamstring. Now he's got a magic set. 1 ball and no strikes to Valencia, who is 2 for 4. Luis Avilan is now beginning to warm up in the Dodger bullpen. The A's played in Baltimore last night. About this time last night, they were flying home. They landed about 2:30 in the morning. Both of them got to bed 3:30, 4 o'clock. So they are riding on adrenaline. Bob Melvin took over as the manager of the A's in 2011. Probably could use a good night's snooze tonight.
It's going to be a short one with the early start tomorrow.
We'll be back with you tomorrow. First pitch a little past noon. Alex Wood will start. Oakland will counter with Jesse Chavez. Dodgers for the next few weeks are going with a 4-man rotation. Here's the 2-1. Popped up. In the short center field. Sprinting in is Peterson. Calling everybody off. He makes the catch for the second out of the ninth. So before the game today, Mattingly says Latos out of the rotation for the next 10 to 12 days, and then they'll see how it all works itself out. So Greinke's probably going to get 9 starts left, 8 or 9 more. Same with Kershaw. Brett Anderson sitting next to Greinke there. Wood tomorrow. And here's Fegley, 1 for 4.
If Greinke gets 9 and Kershaw gets 9 and Anderson gets 9 and Alex Wood gets 9.
There's your 36.
Now you need 7 more from the number 5 guy. Maybe 6 more, depending on how it goes and where the other off days will land.
And let's not forget, we are 13 days away from September the 1st. May see some reinforcements. Fegley takes a strike. 93.
There's the Yimi Garcia fastball we saw at the beginning of the year. 93 at the knees on the corner.
Two out, 4-4, bottom of the ninth. And Ellis catches a piece of him.
That right there is the reason it's absolutely amazing that Mike Piazza had all the home runs he did his rookie year and all as a catcher. AJ Ellis hits a 3-run homer tonight. Try and hit one tomorrow with that bruise on your chest. Catchers that hit for power. Yasmani Grandal's doing it this year. AJ did it tonight, but they play with so many bumps and bruises that their hands, their knees, their legs, their chest.
Grandal missed a couple of games last week, taking one off the left shoulder. Now the 2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Beckley. Mark Canha is on deck.
These 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the A's, even though they got in the middle of the night, they've swung the bat very well. 6 hits between the 3 of them tonight.
Got him! Yimi Garcia comes in and retires the A's in order. We'll go to the 10th. Van Slyke, Crawford, and Ethier coming up, and Yimi Garcia, another solid inning of relief. 2-0. The Dodger lead at the moment, 2.5, 3 in the loss column. We're now at the point of the season with about 6 weeks to go where the loss column is every bit as important as games behind. And so Mattingly's club will have Van Slyke, Crawford, and Ethier to bat here in the 10th inning. It was 1-1 through 7. Each team scored 3 in the 8th. And two of the weaknesses for these two clubs this year, the bullpen, cost them dearly in the 8th, and now it'll be a knockdown drag out as we go to the 10th. Scott Van Slyke against Evan Scribner, his second inning of relief, and he misses outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Van Slyke 0 for 4. Fouled to the catcher, popped to first, struck out and flied to left. Takes outside.
You got to be mentally disciplined now if you're the Dodgers. You got one club in this game saying glad to be here. You got another one going saying what are we doing here? You got to keep looking forward.
Sogard, 1 gone.
Giving up the lead to feeling like you're snake bit on line drives up the middle.
Scribner gets the first batter, and that's all he's going to be asked to do. Fernando Abad, the lefty, is on his way in. He'll be facing Carl Crawford when we come back. Left-hander out of the Dominican Republic. His 46th appearance.
Now batting, number 3.
Strikes out roughly
Carl
1 an inning.
Crawford.
Opposing hitters hitting .230 against him. And Carl Crawford stepping in. Crawford came into pinch run after Puig tightened his right hamstring, beating out an infield hit back in the 8th inning. Crawford has been hot lately. Takes a strike, it's 0-1. Crawford just 182 against left-handed pitching this year. There's no balls and 2 strikes.
Abad's stats can fool you a little bit on the mound because over his last 25 games he's had a 1.61. Got off to a slow start. His first 20 appearances of the year, he had a 7.36.
Off the leg of Abad, and there'll be an infield hit for Crawford. Semien tried to barehand it and had no chance.
Dodgers have had a variety of infield hits. One off the pitcher, one to the shortstop, one to the second baseman, and This one's going to work here with one out as it deflected off of his wrist.
Left wrist, yeah. So the A's trainer coming out.
Well, being a left-handed pitcher, this off the glove side, so they're just checking it right now. And unless it would hurt him to actually throw with the weight of the glove on your hand, I don't think he's coming out of the game.
Does it hurt when I do this? Yeah, but not that much. Well, we'll see. Says he's okay.
If anything on your body hurts as a pitcher, your glove hand, that's about the least thing you'd worry about.
He's going to take a couple of warm-up tosses just to be sure.
A lot of other body parts you worry about if you'd favor something that it would go up to your pitching arm because you have to change your mechanics. But your glove hand, you could have that taped and almost immobilized and you'd still be fine.
Comebacker off the leg of Dizzy Dean. Knocked him out, I think, of an all-star. And he would alter his mechanics, ruin his arm, and end his career. That was, of course, in a day when the medical understanding of those kinds of things, put a little dirt on it and go out and pitch a couple of days later.
And what's the matter if I have a different arm angle or I can't slightly use my legs the right way?
They didn't know that, though. Ethier, an infield hit in his only at-bat tonight, came up with the A's. Never did play at the major league level. Traded from Oakland to the Dodgers. In the winter meetings of 04. 405. Milton Bradley, and now Ethier has been around the Dodgers longer than any other player in uniform.
He didn't play for the Oakland A's, but he's played a long time for the Dodgers, and he is in the top 10 in a lot of offensive categories, from hits to doubles to even in games played to runs. Quite a career.
Chops it foul. Jansen warming up in the Dodger pen in hopes of coming in for a save. A.J. Ellis on deck. Tied at 4 with one out in the top half of the 10th inning. Ethier to left, slicing toward the corner. Fold tracks it down. He's good for a highlight catch every night. Ball slicing away from him. Great first step. There's 2 gone.
This is a huge outfield, but they have 3 guys that can really track balls out there tonight. And Fold in left field. He's a center fielder playing left. This ball slicing away from him, hit hard. They weren't playing no doubles in left field. And right field they're playing deep, and center field they're playing deep, but Fold was pinching and was still able to track that one down.
A.J. Ellis with the big 3-run home run in the top of the 8th, giving the Dodgers a 4-1 lead that they would surrender in the bottom of the 8th. And that is how we are in the 10th now with 2 out. Ball, 1 strike. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Oakland to bat in the bottom of the 10th. Canna, Butler, and Reddick. Foul Now back in the 8th inning. After 2 infield hits, A.J. Ellis came to the plate and swatted his 3rd home run of the year. Quite a 2-out rally. That was off Fernando Rodriguez, but the Dodgers would give up 3 in the bottom of the 8th. The Dodgers hoping that Ellis can deliver again. Takes high and outside. 2-2.
A lot more confidence in the box after a 3-run homer than coming into an at-bat with 2 out, 2 on, and you've walked 3 times.
Fernando Abad, the 5th A's pitcher of the night. Abad came up with the Astros and with the Nationals. This is his 2nd season in Oakland. Two and 2. Ellis just gets a piece of it. Last year, one half empty or half full?
Half empty.
He was 2-4 with a 1.57 ERA. His career, 3 wins, 18 losses, and a 3.6 ERA. Ellis will get another pitch. Three and 18 and a 3.61 ERA.
That doesn't feel good either right there. One backstop hitting another one with a foul ball.
So now it's 3-2.
Now you get a gapper and you get a head start at first base, and you're Carl Crawford. You've got the wheels to score on a double, especially with the start you're going to get 3-2. 3-2 with a lefty, though. You got to make sure he goes home before you break. So not quite as big a lead as you'll get as if it was a righty.
Trying to keep him as close as possible. Mark Canha at first base is holding Crawford on.
You got to read the leg kick of a lefty. A righty, as soon as they pick their foot up, you're gone.
Crawford will be off and running with the pitch. There he goes. Here it comes. Ball 4, first and second, 2 out.
You needed a double, a triple, or a home run. Now with the walk, just a base hit.
Peterson tonight has fouled to the catcher and walked 3 times.
31, Jock Peterson.
Dodgers have received 9 walks tonight. They lead the National League with 414 walks.
Frustrating thing is only one of them has scored.
Yeah. Peterson is outside. It gets past Fegley, but not far enough for Crawford to risk it.
Got to make sure you can't make the first or third out at third base, and it means a lot less getting to third with 2 outs because you're going to go at the crack of the bat. Of course, you can't score on a balk or an error or a few other ways, but you've got to be sure if you're Carl Crawford.
1 ball, no strikes. Peterson takes a strike. This is the first night on the job for first base coach Ron Renicky. So he may well be tested with 2 out. Crawford at second. Ellis at first. 1-1. Peterson takes a hook for a strike. And it's 1-2. Well, that was Captain Hook.
2 quality pitches here to get to the 1-2 count. The fastball away, the pitch prior, and then a knee buckling slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Tied at 4. 2 out, top of the 10th. Time called before the pitch.
Chuck does that an awful lot. He gets a late time, and a lot of times you don't get this from the umpire at this point.
Well, that customary exhale from Peterson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Now it's 2-2. Peterson 230 with runners in scoring position and 210 against left-handed pitching.
Throwing hard-breaking balls away to him. Simeon pinching up the middle of the shortstop. There is a big hole on the left side of the infield. He can shoot a ground ball through.
Now 3-2. And the runners will be running. So terrific speed at second base in Crawford. Ellis is at first. Pod's 22nd pitch. Here it comes. Call strike 3, and that's going to do it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 4. Working the second inning of his relief assignment. He retired the A's in order in the bottom of the 9th. He'll be facing Mark Canha, Billy Butler, and Josh Reddick. For the Dodgers at 2 on and 2 out. And Peterson on a full count took a call, strike 3.
2 on, 2 out. Worked in the 8th. That's when A.J. Ellis hit the 3-run bomb. Chuck took the fastball away, tap danced down to first, hoping it was ball 4, but it was rung up.
So now it's Garcia, his second inning of relief. Luis Avilan is warming up in the Dodger bullpen. Josh Reddick, left-handed hitter, due to bat third here in the 10th. Garcia deals a strike, and it's 0-1. In the case of Yimi Garcia, body language speaks eloquently. He's out there now, at least in his last 3 outings, like he looked in April when he was this wonder kid. Hard ground ball foul past Mike Gallego. And it's 0-2.
He wouldn't be a very good poker player. He would know what his cards were.
Canada tonight did well against Kershaw. And it looks like he has done well against Garcia. A couple of feet fair and a leadoff double in the bottom of the 10th. Third hit of the night for Martin Canada.
Short, quick stroke, and he has proved that he can hit the high pitch. He has gotten on top of a couple tonight and hit them for line drives. No pop-up in that swing. Oakland hasn't had a lot to cheer about other than the 8th, and right now
they haven't had a lot to sleep and not a lot to cheer about. Billy Butler 0 for 3 and a walk. Into right for a base hit. Hanna rounding third. He's on his way home. The throw to the plate is nowhere near it. And the A's win with back-to-back hits in the bottom of the 10th. And the Dodger lead in the National League West has shrunk to 2 games. Billy Butler.